And we are live. What's good, Johnson Mandel Saint? Welcome. Yeah, this is the first live I believe I have done in the month of December. And it's late, nowhere near the normal time. Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's good? The year's almost over. What y'all been up to? What's good? I've been putting up DL shorts and stuff like that. And I've been hitting y'all up. Thanks for reaching out to me in the DMs. Thanks for checking on me, y'all. I'm good. It's just the end of the year, and I wasn't sure if it was. I wasn't sure how YouTube was going to go this time of year. We know you get into the holidays and you're doing kind of doing your thing or whatever. So I was like, I know December is going to be crazy. I'm just I'm out here doing other things, just getting ready for 2024. Man, we got big plans. We got big plans for 2024. As I hope you guys are having big plans as well. Hope you had a really good Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are prepared and ready for Christmas. For those who celebrate Christmas, and for those who are not bound by religion or whatever, I hope you're enjoying the holidays and just the goodwill of this time of year. I hope y'all doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you, Uncle Saint is more of a bah humbug kind of guy. That's what it is. But I don't want to get in everybody else's way, so I put on a little smile, and I'm like, yeah, Merry, yeah, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Kuzja Gagalia. I mean, like whatever, Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and whatever else is being celebrated. It is what it is. But yeah, there are people out there who absolutely love this time of year, and I try to stay out of their way, man. I want them to have fun. I don't want to be, the Debbie Downer, like, buy a humbug, whatever, humbug guy. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? And I'm certainly not the Grinch because I ain't trying to steal Christmas. But so yeah, we'll do this live tonight. We might get one or two more lives in before the end of the year, but once January rolls around, it's back to the normal schedule. We're going to be hitting it hard Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be doing I Really Want to Know. And we're going to talk a lot about what's going on with this dating world, y'all. We're going to, that's going to be 80% of the shows, and then we're still going to be talking about the other stuff. And then as we get closer and closer to November, Downrange Podcast is going to get hot and heavy. As we get closer and closer to the elections, that's what's going to be like. We got a good show lined up for you, man. I got my people with me, man. We got Ty Barnett. Me and Ty ain't got on. We haven't done a live in a minute. So I'm so happy my brother Ty could jump on here. And that's truly my brother, y'all. Me and him been in these comedy trenches and just the trenches of life for so long now. And I am truly blessed. I'm truly fortunate to have people like Ty Barnett a part of my inner circle to help keep me guided, keep me, focused and you guys gonna see what it's gonna be. And we are brothers. That doesn't mean we agree with everything. Doesn't mean we're part of an echo chamber. You guys are gonna see that tonight. We're gonna talk about all the stuff you ain't supposed to talk about. We're gonna talk about Hollywood and why they can't make any good movies anymore. We're gonna talk about the current state of the stand-up comedy world, and we're gonna talk about politics. And it's going to be something. I'm here to tell you. If you're in the UK, man, you up this late, you're gonna be up for a good reason. If you're on the West Coast, y'all know what time it is. Just check in. So let's get this going. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Yeah, y'all finna get something tonight, man. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself, right here, live and direct. Ty Barnett, everybody.
Yo, what up, bro? Hey, man. I had never seen that. I had never seen that intro before. That's dope.
I got an outro too, bro. I'll be trying to do it. My people, Shamiria Shushu took care of that, man. It's she is a actor, writer, director, producer, and now editor in New York, bro. Real cool sister, man. And she did that for me. She did my outro too, man. So you'll see the outro when we get to that later on tonight, man. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. What's good with you, man?
I'm chilling, man. You know how it is. I'm trying to keep sane in these streets, bro.
You man, listen, I've been telling you to keep saying for I don't know how many years now, but I just gave up. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. Just so long as he don't beat nobody up. That's all. It's like just don't
Nah,
beat him up.
you know how it is, bro. It's and we talked about this before. I'm trying to figure out this glare on my thing here, so eventually I'll work that out. But
Yeah, you'll figure it
uh,
out.
but I told you, man, there are times where I really feel like, shit makes sense, and then there's times like it is now where you're like, what the fuck is going on? And we talked about this earlier. Is like, if I didn't care, I think things would be way easier if I didn't
Yeah,
care.
yeah,
Unfortunately for
you do
me,
care.
I do care.
You do care.
You
But
understand?
before we
It's
get
not enough
into it,
weed.
it's not enough weed. Ooh, not even in Cali. It's not enough Kush.
Not at all.
So before we get into it, man, tell everybody who you are, man. I'm gonna give you the one shot and let you tell everybody who you are. I mean, because I don't know who out there who don't know you. But for anyone who may be out there wondering who you are, man, why don't you go ahead and enlighten them?
I am a comedian, actor, writer, reluctant activist. Um, Ty Barnett. I started as a stand-up about 25 years ago, and still doing stand-up, but also ventured off into acting about 10 some years ago, maybe. I've done started out in commercials, and now I've done a few TV shows, a movie, and I'm on two shows that are out now. One is A Million Little Things on ABC, or the streaming service as well, and then Gen V, which is a spinoff of The Boys. You can catch it on Amazon Prime. I think it's still one of the top rated shows on Amazon Prime right now. So, and yeah, overall, just that's who I am. That's what I'm doing.
Bro, that's what's up, man. I keep forgetting you got stuff on TV. You know, I don't watch the networks. Amazon Prime, I watch. You know, they got Reacher. Season 2 of Reacher is about to come out.
Man,
Oof.
I don't even watch it, I'm on it. I don't even, and when I say it like that, I don't mean that show. I mean, I don't watch television like that. Like, I don't watch, like, unless it's something specific. Like, certain shows I'll watch, but like Gen V actually is really, really good. Like, and I'm not saying that just because I'm on it. I'm saying it because it's really good, and it's a really good spinoff of The Boys. It's about superheroes, but in college. So it's really dope. And again, I'm not just saying that because I'm on it. And A Million Little Things. Shout out to DJ Nash, the creator of the show, who we actually worked together years ago when I did Till Death with Brad Garrett. So yeah, did that with him, and it's a great cast and crew. I mean, man, it's just so many people. That Royale Watkins, one of the coolest brothers in the business, great comedian, great producer, great writer. So they were on that show, and yeah, so check that out. And but yeah, it's great. But again, those things, if I'm those are great. But overall television, I get it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna tune in. Like I was a fan of The Boys when it first came out, and it just I don't have the time I used to have to really commit to a show, especially a series. So I haven't even like I don't even know where I think I watched all of season 1, a little bit of season 2. I don't know where they are right now, but I mean, there's the storyline and all that. I would have to go back and rewatch stuff, and I certainly don't have time for that. But now that I know you in the new one, I'm definitely gonna check that out,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, check it out, bro. It's pretty dope experience, man. And again, it's one of those things where, and this as entertainers, it has to be engaging,
Has to be.
and it is. So, and I'm, to me, good storytelling. I just watched, not to go off on a tangent really quick, but you ever see the show Monk?
I heard of it, never watched it because
Tony Shalhoub, man. So it was on for a bunch of seasons, but anyway,
they're bringing it back, right?
they did a movie. They
Okay.
did a made for TV movie, and I just watched it today. When I tell you, the ending was, man, great writing, bro. Like, you ever see something where you have to stop and be like, God damn, that was amazing. That was so yeah.
Not lately, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Like we got our first topic right off. Let's talk about Hollywood. It was like we perfectly segue into this. Um, Bro, I mean, Hollywood's been on one lately because I know what you're talking about when you watch a movie, especially well, Monk, you kind of knew what you were getting into, but when you watch something, you have no idea what it is, and then it's like, yo, that was fire, the twists and
Mhm.
turns and everything. Especially for someone who's in the business. You know what I mean? Like, how hard is it to actually not see it coming? It's like a comic. Like, you know, as a comic, we sit there and we listen and we see the punch coming, and we'll be like, oh yeah, that was funny. But it doesn't necessarily make us laugh until you get to a real comic who comes up there and just makes you laugh. You're like, yes. How
Mhm.
come Hollywood is they seem to be struggling a little bit? You know, especially the big boys like Disney and Pixar and Miramax and all that. What was going on, bro?
I think some of it has to do with well, with this writer strike and everything being over with now. That's one. Two, it's a combination of a few things. One, not valuing talent. When you
Thank
don't
you.
value talent, something suffers. You can. There are very few things you could skimp on and people not notice the difference. Fast food, yep. You don't know if the same McDonald's burger is the same as it was for you. It's the same, like tastes like same cheeseburger. Um, when it comes to Hollywood and quality, because again, you just said it yourself. You don't even have time to watch certain things. So for us, when we do take the time to watch something, we want our expectations are higher because we're like, well, wait a minute, man, hold up. I could be doing some other shit right now, and I'm trying to watch this TV show or this movie. So our expectations have been higher, so that which is fair. But when and you saw what happened with the writer's strike, the actor's strike, and all that, where these execs, the motherfuckers that don't write the scripts, the motherfuckers that don't do the acting, are trying to take most of the money. And there's nothing wrong with trying to get paid. But when you're trying to get paid at somebody else's expense and you don't want to value that person, the product suffers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a combination of them, the talent pool being, kind of shook up because of the strikes, but also Hollywood, in some senses, not being willing to take a chance on the new type or on something different as opposed to the formula. You know what I'm saying? Like the formula is Marvel. So let's say that the formula is Marvel. Marvel is Avengers, blah blah blah. But an independent film that has an original thought that no one's ever thought.
And that's what
So
I was gonna say, man, because the formula is find something from the 60s, 70s, or 80s and then try to remake it, but only worse. Like because I'm a huge especially Marvel, like when with Disney, I'm Star Wars, Marvels, all that. I'm a huge sci-fi guy. I like comic book stuff, but
right.
I'm sorry, bro. Like they really messed up Mandalorian. I was into that. I love the Ahsoka character. And when they were like, man, they're gonna bring Ahsoka out, man, season one, I
Oh
couldn't
yeah, with
wait to
uh with,
see it.
with Dario. That's the one with
Yeah, it was
Rosario.
those man, and man, when you talk about it, horrible, right? It seems to me that some of these big companies in Hollywood is like, I'm just gonna make this shitty product, and you're just gonna eat it. You
They
know what I mean?
yes, there are some execs that definitely think that way because you know what? They haven't had a reason to think otherwise.
That glare is bugging the
And
hell out of you, boy. I can see it. That glare is driving you crazy.
it's fucking with me. So let me just try one last thing here. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it. Hold up. I think I may have it. Wait, I got it. Wait.
Hey,
If that
y'all, yeah,
doesn't
this is a Hollywood thing, y'all. Like it's just and Ty's an editor. He's a producer. He's in front of, behind. He's in the boardroom, and something like this is gonna drive him crazy.
that's
Like
the
that glare
best
is
I
gonna
can get
stay.
it.
He
Oh
gonna
wait.
shoot the light out.
Oh wait, hold up. Oh shit. It's okay. It's fine. Fuck it. Let's just
It's gonna drive you crazy the whole
it look
show.
angelic. Okay, that's cool. But you know what, man? It really does come down to, like you said, you're a sci-fi fan. You named Star Wars products who, if you are not versed in those characters, you may just watch it like, oh yeah, that's Mandalorian. Ain't that Boba Fett? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't think about it. It's like, no, the Mandalorian, this is their code. You got to get it right because this is what it says in the comic, and this is what the actor has to be true to it. The storyline has to be true to it. Because again, it comes down to you and your adult time. You want me to take my adult time away from doing adult shit over here and spend time watching this. So our demand is higher. And when you have people, because I'm a Star Wars dude. So any Star Wars product I will look at, even though I am still traumatized by them killing Han Solo. That's a whole nother.
Which made no sense. I mean, again, and they did it because Harrison Ford was like, I ain't fucking with y'all no more. You gotta kill me.
It's so unnecessary, bro. It's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. That's Harry. There's only one Han Solo, and then you also. It's funny we talking about that because when they did the remake, I mean the the prequel with the different actor, I went into it judging the whole project as well as the actor. And again, it's not even the actor's fault. It's just there's only one Han Solo and only one guy can play him. That's Harrison Ford.
That's Harrison
Full
Ford.
stop. I don't want to see somebody else play the character. You know what I'm saying? So the idea was great because Han Solo is still one of the best characters in the Star Wars universe. But Harrison Ford is so much connected to that character that script would have had to been off the fucking charts. And it wasn't.
It could have been. I mean, and again, they're afraid to take chances. Like they're afraid to, like you said, they're afraid to go to the true creators. People believe that they're nothing but hacks in Hollywood these days because the stuff that's coming out. No, there are very creative writers out there, very talented people. They just can't get past the gatekeepers. And what happens? You wind up getting a Han Solo who's handpicked and he's halfway forgetful, and you wondering if he's pooping his pants while he's walking around. That's not Han Solo, bro. They had an opportunity right here to take it back to the original Han Solo, the guy who shot first, and he did shoot first. I don't care how many edits they do.
Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, yeah, but I just justified. Greedo was gonna kill him anyway. So
Greedo had his orders. Han shot first.
Han was like, hey man, it's either you or me, man. It's either you or me. So I agree. But that's the thing. But like when you watch these products now, that's why I liked did you see they cloned Tyrone?
No, you've been telling me to watch that too, man. I have to watch it. Bro. Yeah, man.
I honestly think if you were to watch that and then we were having this conversation now, you would at least have another point of reference of something that's a good product with a good idea. The writing was dope. The cast was great. The concept is fucking is not only creative, it's also socially so relevant that you're like, as a black person, you look at it like, God damn, this shit is it's too on point.
This shit is just too scared. Then you start looking at, because I know that came out around the time with the Jamie Foxx thing, and they got looking at Jamie Foxx like, hey.
I know, man. You know how the conspiracy theorists is like, well, you do the math because they cloned Tyrone, Jamie Foxx. Stop, man. Something happened while after the thing. It's just what it was. But the concept of that movie, and I don't want to give it away because I do think you should check it out. It is an original concept. It is an original thought, and it's based off something, again, that's something so relevant to us as a culture. But does that same vehicle get made if Jamie Foxx and Bodega aren't starring in it? Does it get made if Don Lewis is the lead character? Even though the storyline is still the same, it doesn't get made, right?
No, it doesn't get made.
You see what I'm saying? So it's such a good combination of everything: script writing, cast, and concept. But those are few and far between, to your point. You know what I'm saying? Few and far between nowadays.
Yeah, because people are saying, like, because everything's kind of political now. They look at Hollywood and they're like, well, there's a narrative. And I see what people are talking about. Like, you have this narrative of women strong and women smart and women are just great. And then guys are like Homer Simpson's, not so much. Guys are weak. Guys need to be protected. Do you see that, bro? Or is that something that, certain corners just wants to throw out there? Like you look at, like you said, Marvel, right? And they call it the MCU because it's just, they were coming out with all these, like everything was like all these female strong. And here's the thing, and before you answer, I love strong female leads. What was that? Peppermint. Have you ever seen Peppermint?
Mm-mm.
Peppermint is a it's an action movie with Jennifer Lawrence playing a lead role. Bro, you have to watch this movie.
Okay.
This movie is older too, but this is because they say there are no good movies with a strong female lead. Peppermint is an excellent shoot 'em up, like I'm talking Jason Bourne type movie, and
Okay.
it's realistic because she's, I mean, as beautiful as Jennifer Lawrence, not Jennifer Lawrence, but who's the one that
Jennifer
did
Garner?
Jennifer Gardner?
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on for a second. Is it the movie where they not kill her family, but
Yes, and she went for revenge. It was that.
Yeah,
It was like,
yes, yeah, you're right. It's actually really, really good. Really,
that
really
was
good.
old school kung fu. She went up to Wu Dang Mountain, came back and did everybody. I mean,
Yep.
and people like, you're telling it, spoiler alert. Like, no, you have to see how she did it.
Mhm.
Like, you
Really good.
must see this movie. And then you turn around and you look at the Marvels. And,
Right.
and you know what I mean? And it's like, no, like no one liked that character. First of all, like Captain Marvel was just the most unlikable character they came up with for a
Man, I
bunch
thought it
of
was
reasons.
just me, bro. I
Oh
was
man.
Listen, man. The only connection I have to Captain Marvel is it's the movie we went to go see before I proposed to my wife. That was it. And she didn't want to see it. She didn't want to see it.
You
Only
want
reason
this
I
ring, you're
picked
gonna
it,
watch this.
the only reason I picked that movie specifically was two reasons. I'm sorry. I knew it was connected to Avengers Endgame. I knew in some way. So I was like, you know how it is. If you're like, you got to do your homework. Like, okay, I got to see this movie to see how it connects to all of this. The other thing was it was at a theater that we went on our first date on. But I said all that to say this: when the Marvels came out, I had no interest in seeing it.
Zero.
And
Zero.
I was trying to figure out why that was. I'm like, is it because it's not because it's a female lead? It's because that character, for some reason, in the first movie, the movie was forgettable to me. It was forgettable. I mean, I remember more of the night of the details of the proposing than I do anything in the movie. So
yeah. When you bring up that movie, it's like, yo, who was she fighting? What was they mad about?
yeah,
How did she get her powers?
Exactly. So you just kind of it wasn't this thing. And again, as far as to your point about the MC universe, there's nothing wrong with, like, no one is complaining about the women of Wakanda. No one's complaining about Valkyrie. No one's complaining about. I mean, I didn't even see She-Hulk, so I don't really know what the thing was with that. So it's not that. I think, and we say this a lot when it comes to politics, is that when the pendulum swings too much one way, where it was all dudes and everything, and then you said now it's all women. Okay, now you got to have a good mix, because nobody wants it to be all of one. Nobody should want it to be all of one thing. You know.
And here's the thing. I don't care who the hero is. Just tell a good story. It could be a man. It could be a woman. It could be the alphabet mafia. I could care less. But just tell me a good story. It's like my favorite YouTube channel right now is this YouTube channel. It's called Sci-Fi something. I could pull it up at some point later. The guy just tells stories. It's not like a video, like he's not editing. He'll show some still pictures and he's just telling his story. He's weaved this story, and it's all about like the galaxy is like space faring. You have all these species and all this kind of stuff, and they stumbled on the Earthlings. And
Wow.
like humans are like the Vulcans, bro. Like we're like the Klingons. Like,
Okay.
not the Vulcans, but the Romulans. Like the humans are like the Romulans or the Klingons, like the worst of the worst. And but this guy does. I'm gonna send it to you. This guy, I'm so riveted. Like when I'm walking around the house or doing something, or if I'm driving around, and it's just his voice telling the story. It reminds me when I was a kid. Remember we were kids and the teacher would have us sit around and she would just read a book, or he would just read a book. It's kind of like that. And the stories are so well thought out and hashed out and everything. This guy's in UK. He's the Englishman. And I mean, and it's brilliant, bro. That's all I want. Just tell me a good story. I don't need the car chases and explosions. I don't need all that.
Well, and that's what I think. Like you'll get because certain sequels work and certain concepts work with that brand. Like John Wick,
Yeah.
I have no complaints about John Wick movies, none. And they to me, I mean, yes, are some of them unrealistic in the action and bulletproof suits and stuff like that. Yeah, but we got to suspend reality here. But the concepts is dope. The I didn't even realize this until somebody was describing. They said this last John Wick had the least amount of dialogue in it.
They don't need it. They just
They
need
don't
more
need it.
rounds.
So well, or Keanu Reeves said the least amount of lines in it. It's just, but those types of things, when you look at that, it's like this guy's out for revenge. That's not a original story. It's not. It's a lot of movies about people out for revenge, but these stories, every John Wick is the same thing with the Equalizer. Like the Equalizer is a remake, but the Equalizer is told through certain stories, but it's done with great actors. Sisu is another one if you haven't seen it. Sisu, where it's I can't even think. I've never heard of the actor. It's about this old gold miner who used to be this super soldier. He wants to just gold mine now, and the Nazis are trying to take his gold.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I haven't watched it yet. What you the one I recently watched, what I thought was I'm gonna watch the one you're talking about. I'm gonna watch that. He's like a Swiss guy, like a super Nazi guy, like special forces Nazi guy.
And man, some stuff is, again, you got to suspend reality, but the movie itself is dope.
So Netflix has one they released. Is it called The Killer?
I haven't seen it. I know you're talking about. I've seen the thing for it,
bro. It's like it's done. It's like an American action film, but it's done at a British pace. You know how the Brits love to do these long-winded whatever. Man, it's slow, but it's not too slow. It's very thorough. I highly recommend it.
Let me ask you that. So, because I don't mind those stories. Take time to tell the story. Do you think that is what drives some of the shittier movies, because they feel like people, their attention span, it has to be this, as opposed to people saying, no, just tell a good story. I'm here.
I think that Hollywood, going back to like the big studios, I think the big studios are afraid to take chances on that. So what they're doing is, well, bring us a remake, bring us something that we can, look at numbers that it did good in the past. Like you look at what's going on TV, right? You got Night Court, people watching Night Court. You got people watching Quantum Leap. And it's like, bro, both those shows, and I used to love Night Court, man. Night Court practically raised me. I was a latchkey kid. I come home, be watching Night Court. You know what I mean? You come home and watch, you look these remakes, and it's nothing like the original. I'm like, if you're going to remake it, you know what I mean? Remake it. Just go ahead, get the old scripts, update the dialogue. But now we got a gender swap. We got to add this political thing in. We got to add that. We got to lecture, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like,
well, that part is hard, because I understand why you say that, because I'll watch old shows, and what's a good example of that? Sanford and Son, they couldn't get away with some of that shit. All in the Family, Three's Company, fucking Three's Company. As many anti-gay comments as the Mr. Roper would make, and Mr. Furley.
That's what made it funny.
But you couldn't. Now those things. That's why I said, like, it's this weird thing of the pendulum being what it is, because to me, those, like, there'd be certain jabs that Mr. Roper would throw at Mrs. Roper and back and forth, and I was like, God damn, that's hilarious. You couldn't do that now. Married with Children, same thing. Married with Children, I will watch Married with Children now and laugh just as hard as I did when the show was on then, because the scripts are so good. Now the acting, some of the actors in it, you'd be like, God damn, man.
I thought that was part of it. I thought they had to act down to that. That's what I thought with Married with Children.
I'm talking about, like, some of you look at some of the guest stars that were in, like, you could tell, it's like, oh, you just got that script today. You know what I'm saying? So
or you just left Harvey Weinstein's office.
And there you go. Exactly.
I can say it, Hollywood. I can say it. I'm in Tampa. I ain't worried about y'all, Hollywood.
But that's the thing. So like those types of things, it's hard, because the original concept is great. Like the original Quantum Leap, great
Amazing.
show.
I'm waiting
Great
for it. I heard rumors years ago that they're trying to remake The Greatest American Hero. Have you heard these rumors?
I
I'm
did.
talking.
I did hear that. I did hear that. But again, like if you like you said, if you're gonna do it, use the source material and just see if you can take that source material and update the source material. But when you throw like Night Court, and it's so funny because it was on, and I was telling my wife, I was like, "Hey, yeah, I used to love this show."
With
And
Harry, what's his name? What was his name? Harry
Harry Anderson,
Anderson.
and
Great entertainer. I mean, he was a stand-up comedian, but he did like the tricks too, right? It's kind of like a magician thing.
Magician. But then you'd have like the laugh track, and the laugh track actually was part of the show. So you just kind of like, yeah, I'm cool with the laugh track. I watched the reboot, and that's the best way to say it, man. No.
Right. That's the best way to say it. I didn't have to watch it, bro. I could tell from the trailers.
But I love John Larroquette, though. You know what was crazy? John Larroquette on that show is what makes me watch the show. I only watch the show because John Larroquette. That's the only reason, because John Larroquette's character on that show is true to his character
from back then.
Meaning like he's a older dude who has learned from certain. He's changed. He's not
jaded.
You know what I'm saying? He's jaded. That works because that character is somebody that doesn't like the super PC-ness, that doesn't like the oh, we got to be so super touchy-feely like that. You know what I'm saying? It works. But the show itself, you're like, oh, well, okay, well, we got to have this person here, and we got to do this. And I think that's where the problem comes in sometimes, is that, you got an older audience watching something that's brand new, trying to appeal to a younger audience that never seen it.
You know what I'm surprised that Hollywood hasn't tried to do? Bosom Buddies. I'm surprised they haven't taken that. That was like one of Hanks's old ones, the first ones.
Actually, the premise that could work because shit, drag is in, bro.
But it wouldn't be drag; it would be they're trans, so it would be a completely different storyline.
See, now if they made them trans, that's where the problem is.
That's what they would do. That's what they would do. Careful now before you get in trouble. But that's what they would do.
Well, no, because again, the premise of the show wasn't them being trans dudes. The premise of the show was them being guys that needed a place to stay, and they found an all women's place where they had to dress like women, even though they were dudes. That's the dichotomy of the show: is they're dudes having to dress like women, even though they still want to be guys.
So here's the pitch in Hollywood. But imagine, Ty, they're trans women who have to pose as men and live in an all male house or whatever.
Well, shit, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Now that you put it that way, they will push that show. That's because that show now it is based off the idea of you have to look like something that you are not. Now you're just flipping it. You just flip the roles. So in that, I'm not gonna lie. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if that gets pitched.
Okay, because Hollywood, I'm back. I'm cool with y'all again, Hollywood. I'm back. Cool. This is me and Ty's pitch. Call us. We'll come sit in.
Because that one right there, that sounds, because as soon as you said they have to pretend to be men and be hit, now you got there's the thing for the show is they got to look like this in order to fit in here. That's why with Bosom Buddies, that's why I work. They put on dresses, not because they were gay or they were trans or they wanted to be cross-dressers, because they needed a place to stay.
In fact, they were very heterosexual men and wanted to smash all of the dimes.
All the women that was in the apartment. They wanted to
see showing up half naked. They like, yeah,
that's right. That was it. Donna Edwards or whatever, the blonde that was on the show.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that was like that was the it girl for a lot, man. So I think what they would try to do is like, what they like, another example is when they remade Ocean's 8,
13, 14, 29, whatever the hell it was.
But with Sandra Bullock. And I love
all the ladies.
Yeah, I love Sandra Bullock. And I have nothing against that concept of all women. because the movie was. But again, you had already seen the premise of the other oceans.
Over, yeah, all of them.
Yeah, the thing I did not like about it, though, for sure, is that they killed off the George. I'm like, they did that just out of fucking spite. Like,
yeah, and spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it. Spoiler alert,
well,
but y'all ain't gonna go
well,
watch it anyway. So I ain't, you know,
yeah,
we
I
ain't
mean,
tripping.
if you ain't watched it by now, it came out years ago. You ain't watched it by now.
It ain't on your list.
I would exactly, but that's how they start the movie, and they say, well, you know, Billy, whatever his the ocean was, the main character. You like, and then you either, when they say it, you're thinking, okay, there's going to be a reveal that he's not dead, and or there's a reason why you're saying this, and it wasn't. I'm just like, wait, you did a remake of George Clooney, and you just say he's dead for no reason?
Bro, but it ties back to the Star Wars thing. They did
Yeah.
the same thing to Harrison Ford. They did the same thing to Han Solo. And it made no sense. There was no payoff. It came from out of nowhere. It didn't even fit. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I and that's why I said. So to your point, I do think that there is a fear of taking chances on original ideas. Even though we'll take this time to say I'm super excited about. I don't know if you heard about this movie, American Fiction, that just came out.
No.
Oh, bro, look up. It's Jeffrey Wright, and he plays an author who is a black dude, and he's just, you know, he's trying to write intellectual shit. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to write like deep shit, and then he sees the only thing that society is getting is from black people is that they want us to be niggas. They want us to be like hood. And so he writes something by accident that's real hood, and they gravitate towards it. And he becomes super popular based off that. So he has to pretend to be this hood dude in a society where he's not that guy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 94% Rotten Tomatoes, media Metacritic 80%. I'm gonna have to check this out.
The trailer looks really good, bro.
This has been released, or
huh?
Is this already out, or?
I think it just came out. It's in limited release now. I don't know if they're gonna do because I actually tried to find it out here. It's not playing out here, but it'll be playing somewhere in Hollywood this weekend or coming up.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be playing out here in Tampa. The initial release ties September 8th, 2023.
Yeah, see,
and it's been out there.
That's see my point. And I just heard about it a week ago. That's what I mean. But if you I guarantee you, if you look at that trailer, you'll see an idea where you're like, oh goddamn, okay, that's kind of dope. That's taking. What is that? Sorry.
Get your pistol.
I hope that's I hope it's water. But anyway, you'll look at it and you'll be like, damn, this is actually a really good idea in modern times.
I mean, there are people out there with great ideas, and it just, if the studio leaves them alone, they'll put out a great product and they'll make money. But then you have like, well, this is actually a segue into the next part, because I mean, we could talk about Hollywood all night long, but stand up, right? You look at what's going on with stand up right now. You know, nothing against Bert Kreischer. I ain't got nothing against him, but The Machine, $20 million to make that movie. So they lost at least $10-15 million on that movie. What was Hollywood thinking? I mean, and again, I ain't getting in nobody's way of making their money, but they're looking at, well, this is a safe bet because he's under Joe Rogan. He's selling out, he's selling out all over the country. Like he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, hold on one second. XO is in the building. What is going on, bro? What's going on? I ain't gonna say your whole government name, but I miss you, bro. I hope you're doing well out there, man. I really do. Thanks for supporting me, bro. I appreciate you, man. Let's highlight your comment. And in air traffic control, bro, we use initials, call them operating initials. And so I was DL in the beginning of my career. At the end of my career, I was UK. And so we got XO right here. and he's
What
telling me
up?
some
What up? What
ATC
up? What
stuff.
up? What up? What
Yeah,
up?
level 9, which means they just got this huge pay raise. Y'all bastards. I mean, they got the pay raise that they just got. If I'd have stayed in another couple years, that would have added probably $2,000 to my pension a month. That's how big the pay raise is. You see how they do us, man. As soon as I left, man, they were like, "Okay, y'all still want that raise?" Dying gone. Y'all want that raise? And real quick, shout out to brother Mandrell in the building. Can I get some podcast? In the building, man. My brother Damien up in here. Wonderful 34. Appreciate y'all. I'm just giving them their love, man, because I'm pretty sure they all went to sleep. They all laid out. It's late out here. And XO is in the building. I'm gonna hit you up, bro. I'm gonna hit you up for sure. XO, I'm gonna hit you up, man. Here with Ian. Yeah, both of y'all, man. I love you boys. I love you boys. I ain't forgot about y'all. I think about y'all every day. And I think how happy I am that I'm retired and y'all still out there dealing with that damn air traffic control shit. Buzz out. So getting back to it, man. So stand up, man. It's changed since I left. And I'm out here in I'm in Central Florida. I'm in Tampa, Orlando, going through Fort Myers, all the way down Fort Lauderdale, Miami. And it's always been different, the comedy world here. But how drastically different is it now that social media is doing what social media does?
It's changed. I always say it's a double-edged sword in the sense of it's less gatekeepers to the public in that sense, because before, and we talked about this before, there was three major networks: ABC, CBS, NBC, and you had to go through one of them three networks. Same thing with movie studios: Paramount, Warner Brothers, and
Sony.
You know what I'm saying? So you had a handful of real gatekeepers that if you didn't go through them, your Harvey Weinsteins or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you didn't get put on. Whereas social media, even with comedy clubs, like you had to go through that booker, like and I'm gonna age myself here if the gray hair hasn't already done it. You had to go get the VHS, put your set on the VHS, go mail off a big fucking stack of VHSs like this off to the fucking thing, and hope that booker watched it and booked you. Now, with social media, you can literally create your own avenue. The hard part is getting people to be on that avenue. It's almost like opening a highway, and instead of it just being one lane, it's a million fucking lanes. And you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? So
really a billion, because you got the whole planet, right? It's like it's a
exactly.
billion.
So to me, I think it's a good and bad thing for comedy in the sense of if you are trying to make a way, and if you really good and you like at promoting, you can get a ton of motherfuckers to come see you. You can do it. You don't even have to go through the club. The downside to that is the requirements of the talent. It all comes back to the talent at the end of the day. It all comes back to that. Whether they see it or not is a whole nother story, because and I haven't seen it, so I don't know. A lot of people talk about this Matt Rife kid, and I don't know. I have never seen a stand up. I don't know.
I have.
But okay, there you go. That may have already answered the question. So
No. I mean, we're gonna talk about it too. But I have seen him, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. But keep going.
So with him back in the day, like somebody like him, there would be a requirement to have an hour of material, not just crowd work. And not shitting on crowd work, I'm just saying you had to have material, time tested material that you knew worked, room to room, city to city, venue to venue,
region to region.
region to region. Now you don't need that, because people keep saying, well, that's not his audience, or they don't like this, or it's almost with music, same thing. Like, we'll watch, like we watched 50 years of hip hop celebration on the Grammys, and I got excited about certain artists, where some artists came out and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this is. So, you know what I'm saying? So with comedy, I think it's the same, in the sense of they're catering to what the numbers say, which business wise makes sense, but quality wise, it's not.
It doesn't translate. It doesn't translate, and that's one of the things. So Matt Rife, I've done a couple videos on Matt. I had Doc Willis on here because Doc worked with
Hell
Matt
yeah, hold
back
on.
in the day. Yeah, and that was my introduction to Matt Rife. I had no idea who he was because I was already out of the LA comedy scene when he finally made it to LA.
Mhm.
So I didn't know who he was. And he was working the black rooms, which I didn't really rock with the black rooms that much when I was coming up. I was doing something else. So he actually has the chops to do it. The guy started when he was 16, 17, 18 or something like that. Graduated high school. I mean, he's like DMing DL. DL Hughley is one of the people who first gave him a guest spot. And his parents were like driving from Ohio down to Georgia or wherever he needed to go to do these spots. And then he got out of high school and he just committed like, I'm going to do this. So I will give him his
I'm gonna say it's
prop.
work ethic, bro. You can't. That's what I mean by like making your own lane, and that's why I said I won't shit on somebody for that. Hey man, that's the work. That's the because you have now taken because again before you had to have a PR person, you had to have a person that did your posters, your flyers, your videos. You had to go through a whole production company in order to get. Now, hey man, your production company's here. All your shit's right. Look at what you have your studio right there. So Don Lewis can reach people himself. Don
Yep.
Lewis ain't got to go get a big broadcasting contract now. You ain't got to go do that. So in that sense, it's great because you can be an entrepreneur in something that has been proven to be lucrative. It just takes time to make it lucrative. Now
Yep.
you also care about the quality. That's why I told you that intro you did, bro, was dope as fuck. So and you also care about the content that you're putting out there. I'm the same way when it comes to, and I told you, we talk all the time. I tell you about every time I'm learning new editing tricks, I'm learning new ways of presenting my brand, and I look at it as a brand. So, but I also have a thing about quality and content. So when people do see it, they're like, "Oh shit, okay, all right, that's dope, that's dope." I don't want them looking at my shit like, "The fuck was that?" You know what I'm saying? I don't want that.
Right. But because a lot of these people, so what Matt Rife did was instead of burning his material, he started posting his crowd work on TikTok, which makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we both know how long it takes to develop something slamming. And
Yeah.
then as
Especially
soon
an
as
hour.
yeah, bro, if somebody comes in, with an unauthorized phone and burn like 3 of your top jokes because it's all online, you like so damn mad. Because we've done shows when people come in, and I haven't seen this with you as much. Because normally with us, people come in and ask us to do certain bits, but there are folks who come in and be like, "Well, I saw that joke 15 minutes before I walked in here." I think it was you telling me this. You're like, if people be in the car Googling your name, and then boom, these bits come up. And then they come
Mhm.
into the club, pay $25 or whatever, $50. It's probably $125 with drinks and everything and food. And you tell the exact same jokes they just heard 10 minutes before they walked into the
Yeah.
club.
You may get every once in a while you'll get people like I do get people that'll come up to me and they'll be like, "Hey," if they see me on the lineup, they're like, "Hey, man, are you gonna do that one bit?" Like they'll ask. Now, to me, I take that as a compliment because that means you saw something so funny of mine that you want me to see it perform it here, which is cool because I'm the same way with other comedians that do certain bits, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you gonna do that one bit?" Or even with music, because music you go and you expect them to do the hits. I don't want you to do the acapella versions of this shit. I want you to do.
I want you to do what you put on wax, what I bought.
I want to hear the closest version to the record. That's what I want to hear.
Like,
And I think with comedy, when you, it's hard sometimes because now everybody pulls out a phone. Like it happens all the time. Like I'll be on stage even when I'm just working, just regular shit. But now the good thing about it is it will push you as a performer. And this is where I say it comes back to the quality and the talent, because there should be a part of you as the performer that says, all right, well, I got to work on getting this tighter. I got to work on doing this, and I got to work on making more content. It's not easy. Like you just said,
it's
shit,
hard
come
as
up with a
fuck.
solid hour. God damn, that take a while.
It's hard as fuck. And so back to Matt. Like Matt Rife, never met him, never worked with him, but I would work with him. Like the kid is sharp. I mean, he's young in age, but he started so young. The
Mm-hmm.
kid knows what he's doing. You can
Yep.
tell he went out there and put in the work. He knows what he's doing. So I will give him that. The TikTok stuff, the like the crowd work stuff, I thought that was brilliant what he did. And apparently it was Dan Cook who encouraged him to do it that way. Like, man, put that stuff out. He was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. He did it, became a TikTok phenom, and from that began to sell out a worldwide show, like a tour. He was touring the world. But then his hour came out. Did you hear about this?
I heard the reviews.
First of all, the hour was not bad at all. His hour was not bad at all. Especially when you comparing it to what's out there right now on Netflix. If you go out on Netflix right now and you go into their stand-up comedy stuff, and I'm not talking about Bill Burr, or the heavy hitters like Chappelle. Nah, all these people I ain't never heard of. They're out here doing their stand-up hours or whatever, their Netflix hours. Hannah Gadsby, Burt Crasher, I always mispronounce his last name.
Pressure.
Crusher, Burt Crusher. A couple of the Joe Rogan guys, they're out there. That the dude who used to be an MMA fighter. Oh my God, he's horrible.
Yeah.
Matt Rife is
But
head and shoulders above all of them.
and that's what I mean by like getting put on versus being ready to get put on.
Doing the work.
And you know what I'm saying? If you are a person that's willing to put the work in and willing, because nobody, man, I'd be lying to you, bro. If I said that I wouldn't take these opportunities put in front of me if I was, in certain positions. Of course, who wouldn't? Of course, but there should also be something in you that says, well, I want to make sure that when I do get this shot, that I'm as ready for it as possible. So then that's when you go put the work in. You do the crash course. You say, okay, well, I have access to more stages now. So I got to hit as more stages than I ever hit before. I got to record everything. I got to listen to it and be honest with the ear. The ear has to be very honest about what you're hearing. Are you hearing a true laugh? Are you getting just chuckles? Are you only being around yes men and women that are just telling you, oh, it's dope? Because those are the ones that's going to hurt you, as opposed to going to real rooms where motherfuckers ain't, they say, fuck your feelings, man. If it's funny, we'll laugh. If it ain't, we ain't laughing.
And those are the rooms you need.
Those are the rooms you absolutely need. So if you do that, that's different. Because I tell you right now, I had a scenario. I had two scenarios, and I'm being as honest as I can with this. I had a scenario opportunity years ago. This is before being in front of a camera on a regular. Like now, I get in front of a camera now. I'm more comfortable now in front of a camera than I was when I first came here. I had an opportunity to do a sketch on a late night show. I took the opportunity because I thought it was the thing to do, and it didn't go well. Like, it didn't air. It did not air because I was not ready for it, and my team wasn't honest with me about, hey, really make sure that you can do this. Fast forward to one day, I'd been trying to get on Conan for a while, long time. For a long time. I've been trying to get on Conan. After a while, I just stopped trying to submit stuff. My manager calls me Sunday. This is a year or so later, after stopping trying, not even being in touch with the people. My manager calls me Sunday. It's like, tomorrow, Conan, 4:00. And I'm like, what? She says, tomorrow, Conan, 4:00. And I was like, are you talking to me? Because I had to keep look. I was like, I'm sorry, are you talking to me? She's like, yes, tomorrow you're doing Conan at 4:00. Do you have a set ready? And I was like, yes. Yes, I do. And I had a set ready. And I went there and did the set that because my brain is already in this mode with these jokes. That's the difference.
That is the difference. And then, and just so y'all know, Ty did that set. He rocked it out. He got on the couch with Conan and got off that couch and he went and did an open mic, because that is how you do that back in the day. Yeah. You go do a show at a laundromat. Yeah. Like I just did Conan, and I'm following a dude who's sticking pins in his face. That's fine. I'm next. How much time am I doing?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Is that so? It's this thing of the Matt Ripes. You can't be mad at somebody that worked hard for something. You can't.
He did work hard. He worked hard, bro. Matt Rife, you would take Matt Rife with you to do a show somewhere. Like if like gotta do a show, he'll go in. You'll be like, oh shit, dude is solid. Now you know people like, well, he wasn't ready for his hour. I mean, do you say no? I'm not gonna say he wasn't ready for his hour. Again, I put his hour up against the people who are out there now, like Hannah Gatsby and all them.
I'm gonna push back just a little on that, because you're comparing him. You're comparing him to people who you don't think are good people, good funny people. Which I have not seen their thing. So I'm gonna assume that.
But you know why I'm doing that?
No, I know why you're doing it. I know why you're doing it. But now let me give you another scenario of what I mean by a person being ready and not ready. Killing Them Softly. Is it funny?
Killing Them Softly.
The Dave Chappelle, the first Dave Chappelle special. Is it funny?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Kill Him Softly. It was Chappelle. So it was Chappelle at his finest. So anything that makes me laugh, I'm like, it's funny. But the way he takes you on a journey, he's in a different category, bro.
No, but I'm saying
that's like saying, did you like that Monk song? Did you like Round Midnight Monk? I'm like, this the only is Monk. I mean, yeah.
Totally get it. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's a funny special, right?
It is funny.
It's funny. As opposed to saying it's funny compared to the shitty specials. That's what I mean in the difference between the Matt White thing. When you're saying
I see what you're saying.
Because Bring the Pain. Bring the Pain is funny, period. It's just a funny special, period. Now, I'm not saying Matt Rife is on their level. I am just saying that's how when people look at certain things, you say, well, is it this period or is it this only compared to this? Which is fair.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And this is how I look at it. The University of Cincinnati's football team is great football. Florida State, it's a great football program. Notre Dame, Ohio State, they're great. Do they stand a chance against the worst team in the NFL?
Right.
No. You know what I mean? So you can't, it's really, Matt Rife is making his way. Has he made it to the league yet? No. Yes, he's selling out world concerts and all that kind of stuff, which is great. He's getting the bread and he's smart enough to know, let me go ahead and take this because I don't know if it's going to come back or how it's going to come back. So let me take this. If the way I look at it, I'm like, dude, if I had a show, you know my shows. I don't care what your credits are. It's just how funny are you?
That's it.
Right?
As it should be.
As you should, how funny are you? Now, would I have Matt Rife close a show out if I got you sitting there? No. Definitely feature, but he's not going to close because it's going to be an imbalance. Because when you go up there and then he has to come follow you, it's going to be an imbalance. That's not a slight on Matt Rife. The dude is funny. He ain't got there yet.
And that's why I say so if I'm him, I'm taking every stage that I have access to and I'm working on material, period.
Just like that call you got.
That's it. That's what I'm gonna do. Every time I am going to work, I'm gonna get my because you have the access to the rooms now.
Every room.
There's a lot of cats that don't have the access. They'll be like they can only do an open mic here and there, and it's a room full of comics. You get actual real audiences in quality rooms, and if you just want to go up and do a guest set in at a Gotham or Improv or Laugh Factory, they'll let you up. So
without
you
question,
get quality rooms. So I would say if I'm him, now that you got this access, bro, now go take these opportunities and sharpen your sword, bro. Sharpen your sword to where when your next, because they'll give them another one. When your next Netflix special comes, they can't say shit.
And that's what he's doing.
They can't say shit.
Yeah, because that's what he's doing. Because again, it's like, okay, I love Whitney Cummings. That's my people. Whitney, you know I love you. But if I got Matt Rife and I got Whitney, Matt Rife's gonna close that show. Whitney's gonna go before Mac.
See,
You know what I mean?
now
If
it
I
came back down to the material, right?
if I got Sam Tripoli and I got Matt Rife, gotta go with Sam Tripoli. Hard to follow Sam in
Yeah.
anybody's world. At his best or at his worst, it's hard to follow Sam Tripoli. You know
And
what I mean?
that's what I mean by, like, to bring it all the way back to your original question. When it comes to stand up now, I don't think the requirements are what they used to be.
This is
So
all about the money, isn't it? How many
that's
people? Yeah.
yeah, because again, man, you could put something out there that's quality. You could put something out, but again, whether somebody, you ever go to a jazz concert and this musicians you've never heard of, but they're fucking dope, and you're like, God damn, how's it nobody knows about this person? But then you go look and you see who's that Cash Me Outside chick makes a fucking $1 billion on on OnlyFans, and you're like, what? Is it what the fuck? This motherfucker knows how to play 8 instruments. What the fuck? She don't even play
I got
one.
a man, I got a bit about that, Ty. I haven't run it on stage yet. For y'all 6 people who are watching, y'all gonna get a little taste into my comedic mind. So you watched America's Got Talent?
Mm-hmm.
Did you audition for American Got Talent?
I
Didn't
was
you?
on it.
You was on America's Got Talent because we had to. That was doing the whole pandemic
Oh,
stuff because we had to
yeah.
put that show together for you when we were
Oh my
social
God.
distancing.
Yeah, I know it.
But
I know.
and I do remember that because that was bullshit. If it was the regular season, you would have crushed. You
Oh
crushed
man,
as it was, but
it
it was a
was such
mess.
a, and the
It was a
story
mess.
behind that is so tied into your thing about how Hollywood is. I'll tell it one day.
Yeah, we ain't gonna tell it now. We're gonna tell it one day. But so America's Got Talent. This is some years ago. This is when I was in LA. Grace Vanderwall, I think is her name. You ever heard that name before? At the time, she was like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever. This cute little girl from somewhere back northeast somewhere, and she had a ukulele, and she came out and she sang original songs on America's Got Talent. And the first song she sang was "I Don't Know My Name." That's the name of the song. She's like, "I don't know my name." Just a cute little girl song, right? And Howie Mandel fell in love with her immediately. She sang the song. The crowd went crazy. She got the golden buzzer. It was crazy. So here we are. We're like into the semifinals. So now it's just not her and her ukulele. It's her and professional musicians around her, right? So I'm sitting there, and people always ask me, "What's Hollywood like?" I'm like, "Well, you see Grace up there, right? This little 10-year-old and her ukulele. You see the dude playing the percussion behind her in the dark? That dude, like, you know what he went through to get on that stage? You know, like that guy had to go to like the performing arts school, run the gauntlet every day, getting beat up, smacked in the head. You know what I mean? Trying to get past the jocks and all that. He had to go to college to some music school to get in. He probably created a brand new instrument or something, or made a new scale. Like he's like that dude. He's a professional. Got all these like, and there he is in Hollywood after 8 years, and he's sitting there. He don't even have a full
If he's
drum
lucky,
set.
8 years.
If he's lucky, he's sitting there. He got a kick drum and a shaky thing. He's just doom shink, doom shink, doom shink. And I'm like, Grace is about to win $1 million. And he's sitting there having to take notes from a 10-year-old. She's turning around like, okay, that was cool, Bob, but because you're not, I think you're a little slow.
And he's getting a day rate. And he's getting a day rate.
And that's Hollywood for you. That's Hollywood.
That's perfect. That's perfectly stated, bro. Because the thing now, here's the other side of that, because it's like gambling with Hollywood, because somebody could see that dude playing percussion and say, hey man, I need somebody to come on the road with me. The world tour. We got 100 dates. That motherfucker's all right, cool. I'll go. I'll play.
He's like, wait. Do I get to play my whole set? You can play all the drums, bro.
You do all that, dude. You do all that. You go ahead, finish up with this 10-year-old, and we're gonna go and hit the road real quick. And that's because that's how it can happen now. That's what I mean by, like, it's more avenues. It's just a matter of getting someone to see you in your avenue. Because I remember I did a short that I shot. I shot it here, and it was a spoof. It actually was just a spoof of The Equalizer. And I was just fucking around, bro. But I wanted to showcase me being serious. Like, no, no joking. I was just like, hey, I'll put that out, and then now there's a dude writing the film right now for me. I'm one of the main characters in the film, and then someone just hit me up about reading their pilot.
What?
Yeah, yeah, and
That's
again,
Hollywood.
like I said, bro, this was just me putting some shit out there just on some whatever. Now,
Like
again, what comes of it, I don't know, but those opportunities can come because of where social media is now. It's just you should still have quality.
you should have quality. I'm a because I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna, I didn't get to watch Grace when she was doing this live. It was years and years after. Like now she's in her 20s. But I fell in love with that was the perfect America's Got Talent. This little girl came and she won. You would think it was scripted. It was one of those type of things. So I'm not gonna play it because we'll get a copyright strike if I play it. Right
Yeah,
here. Get, this dude, this
yeah,
woman over here playing the cello. She's probably like Juilliard. You know what I mean? She's probably,
exactly, bro. And
but it's
to
like you
them,
say, that's Hollywood.
that is it is something where somebody sat there and told them, "We'll come get you when we're ready for you to come out and play that cello you've been practicing for decades."
Man,
just
decades.
watch the 10-year-old for your cues, and you'll be all right. But
Can you
again,
follow her?
bro, it is
Can you
it's
follow her?
something. Come on, man, and that's what I mean by like having those opportunities come up and being ready for them, because those things are things that can make a difference. It can be the difference between your next gig and the gig, you
The
know.
gig. That could be like that. Someone saw you doing that, and next thing you know, like you said, bam, I'm in the next big whatever the movie is. Like I'm in
Yeah,
that movie because of this. And Brother Mandrill, he was able to say that was Brandon Schwab. Yeah, that was the MMA guy that Joe Rogan said was funny. Rogan convinced him to stop fighting MMA and become a comedian.
he should
And
have
that
told
was
him.
a mistake.
He should have told him to keep fighting.
He should have told him just go
Um,
ahead, up his insurance, like just up your insurance and get back into that.
well, because you know what, bro, and this is what I have an issue with when it comes to stuff like that. Because when you say it, people feel like, oh, you just hating on that person's opportunity. No, because no one complains about somebody being good at something.
Facts.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's only when that person is not good. You're like, because again, you're only going by the eye and the ear test. That's when comedy is just that, bro. That's all it
Yeah.
is. And I ain't talking about what you did to get to the stage. I'm talking about what you do once you're on stage. You see what I'm saying? When you on stage, people care about two things: how you look and how you sound.
This is all you get. This is all you get when you go up there.
That's
You in the
it.
crowd. This is it,
That's it.
y'all. You get a mic stand and a
That's
mic.
right. So when you watch him, and I only watched a couple of clips, and I remember watching it and feeling like, wait, the first thought I had, me as specifically as a comedian, was, wait a minute, there's nobody laughing and nobody is saying anything about. There's cameras rolling. There are cameras, professional people. There's a lighting person came, an editor came to edit this product, and you're not getting laughs. That's a prop. Because again, dude, I remember when I did my dry bar. I did my dry bar special, and I remember watching it and listening for the laughs. I knew the jokes I told. I said, I already know the jokes. I'm listening for the laugh. Is the laugh solid? The laugh's cool. Let me see the facial expressions of the audience. Okay, they match. They work, because I know someone else is going to look at this. So I got to put the best product out there first and foremost, to say, hey, this is what it. I will tell you this really quick, just so you
We got
understand
time. Yeah, we got
the,
time.
the the difference between how they do certain things. So the first time I did America's Got Talent, it was regular audience. That's what we did. They did the set, and if you go look at it, the set looks great. great comments, went viral, blah, 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 all that stuff. Straight up, first time doing the set, first reaction. That's it. Fast forward to the next time I did a performance on there. I won't give you all the super details because it's a lot, but we're doing the set, and the producer comes to me, and this is during the pandemic. Producer comes to me and he says, the good thing is you'll have 3 chances to do the set. And I'm like, no. I said, no. I don't need 3. I said, let me just do it once, and I'll go long because you're gonna edit it anyway for television. You're gonna cut it down. Let me.
So
just
you
go.
just gonna give them bits that they can cut. Like here,
That's
I got
it.
you.
In my head, I'm gonna do the set long, so you get the first reaction because that's the only reaction that's gonna be genuine, and then y'all edit whatever you want, right? So I go up, do the set. Hey man, killing, great set. People laughing because they ain't heard the jokes before. They ain't heard them. Bam, right. The jokes is the reaction time is great. The facial expression is great. Cool. We're sitting off on the side. The producer comes over and I say to my wife, and I said, look, watch this bullshit they're gonna pull. Watch.
Here it comes.
I just had a feeling, bro. And the producer comes over to me and says, hey, we talked to the people back at the network. They want you to do it again. And I said, but why? They said, well, because you went over on your time. And I said, but I gave you more time on purpose so you could edit it down. And then they said, well, yeah, that's not really fair to the other contestants. I'm like, but again, you're going to still chop it up. You're not going to show the whole set. You're going to still, and I'm telling you, man, something in the back of my mind is just like, don't do it. Just don't do it. But again, it's Hollywood. You got to be a team player. You got to be, and so I said, okay, fine, man. And I said, but you do know that if it's that same audience that literally just saw me tell these jokes not even 10 minutes ago, they're not going to give me the same reaction. He says, I never fucking forget this, bro, ever. He says, don't worry about the laughs. And I'm like, I'm a comedian, bro. That's literally my job.
That's what we do, bro. Don't worry about the laughs.
I literally have to worry about the laughs.
That's like telling a heart surgeon, don't worry about keeping them alive.
Exactly. Don't worry about the valves. That's fine. So reluctantly, I go up and do the set, same jokes. And sure enough, people laugh, but they're like, ha, 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 ha. But it's a different facial expression now, different reactions to the laughs. Then they asked me to do it one more time. I did the same set 3 times. Now, when this airs, do you think they showed the first reaction of them to the jokes that I told the first time? No, they didn't. They showed the second and the third reaction. So then it looks, even though I killed, they're showing the facial expressions of them after they've seen the jokes already.
You know what time it was, bro.
Huh?
You know what time it was, bro.
Yeah. So much so I remember somebody writing me, and very rarely do I take people's comments to heart sometimes when I already know that the shit is what it is. Somebody wrote me, and they weren't trying to be mean. They were just trying to be helpful because they know me. It's like, hey, so I just watched your other set. When you talk to the people, you should probably do it. And I was like, let me stop you right there, Chief. let me stop you. Let me just tell you what happened. I know how to tell jokes. That ain't that, But it also was a reminder of it being Hollywood and it being a television show in Hollywood.
Yeah. So Tinseltown ain't no joke, bro. That's how they get down.
Yeah. So it again, man, it's but it's benefits and downsides, because the benefits to it was people already, they saw me and they liked the jokes. I mean, I didn't bomb, and not at all, but it still was this thing of they didn't show the genuine performance. So, but luckily, what people did was saw that and they Googled me from other stuff, and then they saw other things and they said, "Oh shit, that's
he just had a bad night." That's what they was.
Yeah. They're like, no. The night was good. They just edited it after showing the second. Hey, man, listen, man. You know how to and you know how it works here. Paid audiences will get paid to laugh. That's their professional job. They get paid to come to. That's not what we had. We had people that was just volunteering their time.
They
And I'm
was
sitting
walking
there
down the
like,
street. Hey, y'all want to come see a show?
"Go see the show." And they didn't explain to them that they were going to see the same jokes.
3-4 times over, and it's like, nah, y'all can't leave.
Ooh,
Y'all gotta
bro.
sit here,
When
bro.
I
I mean,
tell you,
but
yeah,
here's the thing: why didn't they just edit the last from the first go round into whatever they wanted to keep? You know what I mean?
because when the judges make their decision, the judges have to make their decision based off of what narrative they want to see.
I
So
ain't
now,
think of that.
if they show me killing it, and especially under those circumstances, they're like, it doesn't jive well for them to say you can't go on to the next round. When they look at the joke and the reaction, they were like, wait, he fucking destroyed.
Just blew the room up. They wheeling people out of here. They laughing
Right.
so damn hard.
But if they show the lukewarm reaction, then they can make it look like, okay, well, maybe not this round.
Damn.
So
And for everyone watching, guys, like Ty said, this wasn't personal. This is just the business.
it's business. Because you want to hear the craziest thing, bro? The craziest fucking thing about that whole experience is after they said I wasn't going to the next round, I got a phone call not even 2 minutes later from the producers saying, "Oh my God, Ty, we just love you so much. We want to have you on the show again, and thank you for participating." And all. This is 2 minutes after that moment. I know, and bro. So it's one of those things though that you have to look at it in the totality of what you're deciding to do with your life and your career. Because I also knew what I signed up for when it came to being on television. And you know this from being here, a lot of it is smoke and mirrors, but there's a lot of it that there are a lot of benefits to it. I love acting, bro. Like there was a time where I did not. I was like, I'm only doing this shit because they told me I got to do it as a comedian. I got to act. Now
That's where I'm at, right? That's where I'm at, Ty. You know how many gigs I turned down because I refused to act? I will only act if someone I know asked me to do it.
see, and but again, you personally are like, you are in a position to say, well, look, is it something that I feel passionate about? Is it something that I want to do? You know, whereas I'm at that point now to where I can look at those things, but I also know that this is what I signed up for. So for me, I came into this knowing that there's going to be moments where I'm like, okay, how into this role can I get? That's why when I get things that I'm like, oh shit, this, boom, like a million little things. I asked them, I called up Royale and I said, hey man, I got an audition for the show. How do they want me to play this? I'm like, do they want a dude who is my character is a comedian? So it was like, it wasn't a huge stretch. But I was like, do they want me to play like a comedian who's always on? Because that ain't me. Like I'm not,
Good.
yeah, I'm not that dude. Or I said, do they
I
want me
mean,
to play
you
like
always owned the medical.
exactly,
Got it.
exactly, exactly. I took an edible right before this. Or do they? I asked. I said, do they want me to play like a dude who is a regular guy who happens to be a comedian? And I said, that's me, because I'm a regular guy that happens to be a comedian. And they gave me the notes that I needed for the audition, and then I read the script. I prepared the character that way, went in and auditioned in that vein of, hey, I'm a regular guy that happens to be a comedian. And so to me, that's a situation where you look at it like, okay, this is what was put in front of me. This is what I can do with it. This is what I'm comfortable doing. As opposed to reality shows, bro, you know, they
Yeah,
reality
not so reality shows.
exactly.
But
Exactly. So
when someone comes to me, Ty, and they're like they want, and I don't know them, if it's you or if it's Marty, like my friend Marty, Marie Taylor Ghost, she's an amazing director, comedian, writer, actor, all that. Or BJ, and if someone I know comes to me and says, I want you to play this role, right? In most of the comics, you know, if they come to me and want to play a role, I'll do it. But if it's anybody outside of that, I'm gonna tell you how bougie I am. And I'm not even SAG or I ain't nothing. I'll be like, how many days is the shoot? And then I'm like, how big is my trailer?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh, y'all ain't got budget for a trailer? No,
Hey
I will not.
man, even though I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like I still get perks on certain things where I'm like, I have to pretend like I'm used to this. Even though inside I'm like, what the fuck? This is a fucking Maybach, bro. You know.
Damn, because I know we want to talk some politics, man. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. I know we want to talk some politics, but this was just such a great conversation. I want to spend the next, like, let's do like 9 minutes real quick on what drew you in to this world, bro. Because people don't know what you were doing before this. You had to make some tough decisions. I know the story, of course, but what drew you into this? And was there ever a point where you're like, fuck this, I'm out?
What you mean to entertainment or comedy?
Yes. Well, both. Because one, comedy
One
led
led
to
comedy
entertainment
led
was,
to
yeah.
entertainment. What drew me into comedy was, cats like Pryor. You can't really, you can see.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember watching Richard Pryor on TV, and I forgot what it was. It was either Silver Streak or Stir Crazy, and then that was the movie. But the stand up was Live on Sunset Strip. And the thing that stood out to me was, I was like, man, look at all them people in the audience. They all look different. But they laughing at the same guy. They laughing at the same dude is making all these different people laugh. And that was one of the first things that drew me. And then when I started studying his comedy more and studying his subject matter and studying like how this dude was able to paint pictures with words, bro. He's painting pictures with words. And I remember thinking one night, man, must be a cool ass job. Just go around and telling jokes. That's dope, bro. You just make people laugh. But I didn't have the nerve to do it until my 20s when I was working at a hospital. I used to be in the military. I was in the Army. And then I used to be a pharmacy tech. And my kids were little, super little, and I made a decision because I hated the job. I'm talking about, man, you hate your job when you're angry on payday.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hold on. You snatching your check like this? Give me that.
Exactly, bro. Oh my God, dude.
Yes, we got paid in checks, y'all. We got paid in checks back then.
Yes, you had to get a paper check. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, man, I had to pull over to the freeway. I pull over on the side of the freeway one day. I was driving to work and just start crying, like bawling, bro. Like, and on my way to work, this is like about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm bawling on the side of the freeway. And I knew why. I was crying because I was like, I don't like this, man. I don't like this job. I hate this job. I don't like doing it. The only reason I'm doing this is because I got kids to take care of. That's the only reason I'm doing this. So I said, you know what? Fuck this, man. I don't want to be one of the people. I said, I'm going to give myself a year. I said, I'm going to give myself a year. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to save up enough money to really pursue this comedy thing. Because at the time I was doing like open mics here and there.
I was gonna say, so you would already kind of start.
Yeah. I'd already kind of been doing open mics, but like just kind of, I would do shows here and there, but I couldn't afford to do it full time because I hadn't really committed to it. And I was able to quit the job in 8 months, and I had enough money saved up to, there was seed money, this is the money that we're gonna have in the bank. And I luckily was able to do enough feature work to kind of keep certain bills taken care of. And then I said, I'm gonna give myself a year. I said, let me do this. Let me see how I feel. And I kept my pharmacy tech license for a year. And my mom,
you tell people you're doing like, he was a pharmacy tech, y'all. So it ain't like he was flipping burgers now.
Oh yeah, no, it was, hey man, it was a decent job, health benefits and all that shit. So it was actually, it was cool. I just hated it. I didn't like the job. Because sometimes when you're doing something and deep down you're not supposed to be there. You're just doing it. You're existing. Right. And that's when I didn't realize there is a difference between living and existing. Mm-hmm. Everybody exists. How many people live? And I said, man, I got tired of just existing, and I realized that for my kids, I was like, in order for me to be a decent father, I didn't want to be one of the people that's just like, yeah, I got kids, man.
Right.
They're fucking kids, man. Because they look miserable. I wanted something that was mine. Once I got that, it was easier to, because my time with them was more like, hey, because now daddy has a life.
And you love your life. And I'm just laughing because you're talking about your kids, and he's like, yeah, I got 2 children, same
I
mother,
was saying two daughters, same mom,
same
you
mom.
know.
That to this day that hits. That
Which,
hits
which, which,
every time.
which, you know, when you say it now, you're like, man, how many people can't say that? How many people, like, dude, I just saw one rapper had like 9 baby mamas. I'm like, God damn, dude, this is like, it's a lot of pressure.
9 that he know of.
Exactly. So no, so anyway, that's how I got started. And then so I would come down to Los Angeles. That's when we met, you know, when I was starting to kind of, I was doing the couch surfing and trying to, you know, I would come down, and that's when my network game was on point, bro. I would land, I already know where the fuck I was going when I landed, like which venue I was going to. I was in network mode, meaning like I'm in hang out and drink till everybody gone. We all hit glad handing. This is when you handed out cards and all that type of stuff. So I did all that, and then once I knew, once it was established that this is what I loved, then it was easier, because then those doors opened up for me to get in better rooms and work on my craft and go on the road and get really, really like focus on being good. And luckily, when I started in Seattle, I started with some cats that held us accountable, which you don't have here.
Not today. I mean, we held each other accountable. And it's funny you said you came down and started networking. I remember when I met you, you came up and I'm running the room. We are literally, you talk about it couldn't be more Hollywood than what I was doing. We on Sunset
Yeah.
Strip. It was popping. Ty walks up to me. Excuse me, brother. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Like, hey, my name's Tom Barnett. I'm like, what's up, man? I'm Don Lewis. And he was like, I understand you run this room. And he was like, I was just wondering what I need to do, like ready to get me tapes and shit. I'm like, shit, come back next week.
Yep.
Like, and you was
Right.
like, what? I'm like, yeah, next week. Yeah, I
Yep.
get you in the 3 spot. No, I put you up early. I remember that because I had never seen you before. I
Yep.
regretted that, bro, because you had everybody scrambling. I put you up way too early in the
Oh
goddamn show.
man, dude, you know what, dude? It's so funny, dude, because when you've been doing it for so long, I think to it's what we do. It just becomes a thing of what we do. Like we do it and we love it and it's cool, but I think some of us sometimes it's so much part of what we do. It's just what it is. I went to the chateau the other night, and I went there to get up on another room. They have 2 rooms.
Mhm.
I went up to get up on a smaller, but they were doing something on the bigger show. And you already know how it is when it's a decent room. I'm like, hey, can I?
Is that what's
In a few minutes, you know. And so, but I'm also, you know me, dude. I'm not that guy that's like, hey, I'm Ty Barnett. You should look me up. This is what I do. No, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I appreciate if you got a few minutes, I would love to just do a few minutes.
I go in there like I'm OG Bobby Johnson.
Exactly. I'm just like, nah, you know, just kind of, you know, I'm doing this room over here. Do you mind if you have time? I would just appreciate it. And so it's still funny to me now, but when she said it, I was just like, how do you react to it? So I say to her, I was like, yeah, I'm Ty Barnett. I mean, I'm you know, I don't know if you heard me, but you know, I was wondering, I see you got a nice room. I'm performing over here. Do you mind if I do a few minutes? And she says, to her credit, she was just here's the thing about Hollywood, and you know this. Nobody likes to act like they don't know you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you got a
Because it can
little
bite them in their ass, bro.
exactly. So that just she was like, all right, well, let me look and see. Let me look and see. I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes. Can you do 2 minutes? I'm like, yeah. And then she says, you sure? Are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
I can
I
do
do
2.
okay. I do all right. I was like, I mean, I can. You want me to go? I can show you some stuff. It's like, no, I'll take your word for it.
Appreciate it. I did this one small show. It's called Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. I can do 2.
So, and I say to her, I said, listen, I'll be here. Just let me know. I'm gonna go do my set over here real quick, and then I'm gonna hover over here. Long story short, I get on stage, and I'm just telling jokes, bro, and the audience is falling out. Like, I mean, it was a great reaction. I ain't gonna front. It was a very good set, and So I come off stage and she comes up and she's hugging me like, oh my God, okay. All right. Thank you so much for blessing our stage. I'm like, I said, it's cool. It's cool.
Sure,
Because
she didn't
again,
whisper in your ear. Did she whisper in your ear? I have a sofa back here if you would like to
hilarious.
come.
Well, because dude, because you know how it is. Like once you get to a point to where it's just like I love comedy. Like it's
Yep.
not just something that I do. Like I love performing. Like I got so much out of that night just watching people react to things that I think are funny and being able. So that is breathing to me. And I know
Yeah.
sometimes it sounds cliche when people hit. Just no, like I love that, bro. Like that's not. It's not something that I just kind of do to get paid. I walk into rooms and see people, and I'm like, bro, just give me a few minutes. I won't even talk to these people once I'm off stage because I'm like, I'm too shy. I'm like, but on stage, I'm like, yo,
That's how you did it in my room. And Sal, let's keep it a buck. You did not do 2 minutes in that on that woman's stage.
no, not at all. No.
You did not
But
do 2 minutes.
because dude, she I
went
thought
right
she
you.
was like early. She let me keep going. That's when she was like, okay, all right. Now it was on me. Are you good? It's just I'm like, yeah, I do okay.
And I'm pretty sure she grabbed her phone and was like, them thumbs were flying, like Ty or called a friend.
Oh man.
Have you ever heard this guy named Ty Barnett, comedian? Like, is Ty on your stage right now?
Oh, but that's what I mean by like I enjoy those moments but it also is because I do it from such an organic place. You know
I'm
what
the same way, man.
It's just I just want to entertain these people, and then because once it's done, and you notice, bro, I go over to the corner. I'm here. I got my little tequila.
Y'all better take a picture of him. He gone.
I'm
Y'all
out.
better take a picture of him.
I just want to come in, do this real quick. I'm out. Be good. See you next time.
Yeah, see, I'm the networker, but I come from the same place. I absolutely love the art form, and I'm good on stage. I can follow it. I'll do my thing because I'm with people like Ty Barnett, because I came up under Sebastian Maniscalco, Brett Ernst, you know what I mean? Aaron Cater, Maj Jabrani. I mean, I'm out there earning, because when we came up, you had to earn the respect of your fellow comics.
Exactly. That's what you wanted first.
Yes.
You wanted, of course, we do it for the audience, but you wanted your peers to respect what you do. You didn't want it to be this thing like, here go this motherfucker.
Right.
You didn't want that. So I think that's why we hold each other to a certain standard. It's almost like you saw it old school hip hop versus what you see now.
I was gonna bring that up. An MC he'll rock the mic whenever you give it to him. He didn't care. It was on. Nowadays, not so much.
I remember watching people, because to me, like I like watching comedians that are going to make me laugh. Like sometimes people don't want to work with people that are funny because they feel like it makes it harder for them. And I'm like, I want to be in a good mood before I get on stage. Like I've had times where I've been in a certain mood and then somebody before me will say something funny. I relax and I'm like, oh shit, okay, now it's my turn. Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
You love them shows.
So but anyway, so that being here for a while led into acting, which again, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a second to kind of get really into enjoying it, because I don't, doing something because you feel like other people want you to do it is, whether it be being in front of a camera or being at a hospital working 9 to 5, it's still somebody else wanting you to do it, as opposed to when you enjoy it, it's different. So once I started enjoying being on camera, enjoying being on the television, the movie set, and working on the character, and that's when it started to click for me. So like these couple things I just did, like I remember sitting there and reading the dialogue, and I'm like, yo, all right, let's do it. Let's have some fun with this. You know what I'm saying? So I have a different appreciation for both of them, but that, I wouldn't be here without stand-up.
So acting, initially for you, acting was the big girl you had to entertain to get to the hot girl that you was trying to really get at. Is that what it was? Like you were I got forced to deal with this big chick.
That's what people will say though. They'll be like, you do comedy to act, or do you act to do comedy? Because the higher your platform, the more opportunities you get. You know what I'm saying? Once you become Don Lewis television star, you can be Don. Hey, Don Lewis, you want to do this set on the stage? You want this stage here? You want to go do a set here? You want to go do a set here? That's what happens, So it's one of the things where like the acting for me is something that, when I look at it, the thing that's still hard to get used to is the reaction, the immediate reaction, lack of immediate reaction. Because, when we tell jokes,
Bam.
we tell the joke, here's the reaction. So we know how it went. With acting, you're like, you do the scene and they say, cut. All right, let's move on or whatever. Or they give you notes and
we are a rap on tie. Yeah, everybody
yeah.
claps.
Oh, bro, because you feel like, and then you kind of want to say, "You sure you good with what I did, right?" Because I didn't want to, I'll tell
and
you,
the
like,
good directors, like, no, we got it. They don't need shit up. We got that.
And that's so I had to learn how to be comfortable with that part, because the perfectionist in me and the person used to the immediate reaction is always like, you guys good with that, right? That's I remember when we did Gen V, I didn't find this out until the middle of filming. My co-star says, they had other people doing these parts. And it's like, what do you mean? She's like, we are replacing other actors.
They had already shot it, had it in the can.
They had already shot it.
Ooh.
Didn't like what was going on. And I don't know what they didn't like. They didn't give us, no one had any specific. I'm just saying, whatever it was they shot, they wanted to reshoot it. Let's just say that. So we were the cast that came in for the reshoots. So from the moment she told me that, I was even more nervous. I was like, oh man, fuck, I hope they don't replace us,
It's like that one rap song. It ain't safe. It ain't safe, man. They might get us.
Exactly, bro. So,
but when they do that in Hollywood, did the other team get paid?
Oh, you get paid for the work. It's just a matter of whether it airs. And that's why when everybody's making their announcements on social media and they post, and it's like, oh yeah, we put out, people want to put out what they're doing. They always say, I'm on this, and so people who knew me knew that I shot it. They knew what we did. And it was like, well, why are you not posting? I was like, to be honest with you, I got to see if they keep us.
Right. Wait.
I got to see if they keep us on the show, because the last thing I want to do is like, yo, you guys check me out. They be like,
I can't find you, Ty. You said you was gonna be on this.
What was the scenes? So getting used to that. But once the product is done and it's a good result, oh man, dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. There's a part of me still, dude, I can't believe this sometimes. Like I remember being a kid watching television and thinking like, man, it'd be nice to be on television, and here I am on it, and there's still a part of me that it wants to pinch myself and be like, am I actually doing this? Like being a member of, I'm a member of the Actors Guild, and it's like, it's a strange thing.
Because we looked at TV a different way. Like, man, we don't want to be on TV, because everybody we know, they was holding that plaque with all the numbers on there and their name. Exactly. They was looking like this. Like, man, we don't want to be. I don't want to be on that TV.
Exactly. Now, I wonder if you had the same way. Like people back home, when they know that you are in the business in some way, shape, or form, their reaction is what's harder sometimes to me. Because they expect certain things of you. They're like, "Oh, Don, you doing this? You hanging out with this person? You doing this? So you rich now?" And like, I don't think you understand how the business works.
Man, I remember we were in New York. We was walking around Central Park, and I showed you your net worth on the phone.
And I didn't believe it.
Like, where that money?
I was like, what? Wait.
Oh, I'm like, bro, I'm just saying, it's you right here, bro.
Like, wait, that must be a different Ty Barnett, bro. Because I don't know where any of that money is.
Shoot, man, you better holler at your agent now. It's just one of those things.
They put that in a trust somewhere for me. They hit me with one of them Allen Iversons where I can get that a certain age.
You and Allen on the same trust. Like Allen got all your money. He mixed it up. They co-mingled it.
I say, God damn, I gotta keep living then so I can see some of that money.
Man, so And for you guys out there checking it out, man, thanks for rocking out with us. I know I'm way off my normal time schedule, man. So if y'all in here checking this out, please hit that like, man. Hit that like. It helps us out. We got brother Rook in the building. What's good, Rook, man? What's good, fam? I got this, you done met Rook at a few of our shows, man. This is my other brother out there, bro. Look, I'll tell you off camera I'll tell you off camera. So shout out to Rook in the building. So Ty, was there ever a point where you were like, you know what? Man, fuck this. I'm done with this Hollywood thing.
I thought about it a few times, but three things stand out. And I tend to look at inspiration from a few different things, but the first thing that I don't know why, but this is one of the first things I think about whenever I think about not doing it is John Cryer. You know John Cryer from Two and a Half Men.
Yeah.
And Pretty in Pink. You know, he's been famous for a long time. He was a child actor. You know, he's one of the few people that's been able to maintain a career throughout all the years. And that's when he
qualifies as A-list, right?
I would say so. I mean, Two and a Half Men definitely, because it ran for like 12 seasons. It was the highest rated, if not one of the highest rated shows on CBS. And so he was getting a star on the Walk of Fame, and they asked him, they said, hey, you know, you're one of the few actors that have been able to maintain a career throughout the years. He's like, where some people start young and fall off, or vice versa. He says, they said, what advice would you give any entertainer that's still trying to make it, that may not have, made it by now? He says, well, if you can walk away from it, do it. Quit. Word? He said, quit. It's a hard business. It's a fucking vicious business. If you can walk away, walk away. Then he said, but if there's even a small fraction of you, a small part of you that would regret it, he said, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. And bro, when I tell you, to this day, those words play in my head. To this day, every day I think about what the fuck. But then I also think, why not keep going? Why not keep? Because then something will happen. But you're guaranteed for it not to happen if you quit. You don't know what's going to happen if you keep going forward. And then there's a commencement speech Denzel has out there, and he says, if you don't fail, you're not trying. And he says, every time you fall, you got to get back up. You have to keep moving. Yeah. And those things stick with me, man. They stick with me. And ironically, Sylvester Stallone, his speech that he gave his son in Rocky 18, whatever one it was, where he says, life is going to hit you hard. It's about how hard you get hit and get back up, or hit back.
Hit back. He was hit back.
Shit.
Man, when you were saying his words, like, if you can get out, and then he turns around, but if you do stay, that reminds me, there's a line in the movie Kingdom of Heaven. I don't know if you ever saw Kingdom of Heaven. It's about the Crusades. 2005 when it was released. Orlando Bloom starred, and then you had Liam Neeson. I'm looking at it right now. You got Ed Norton was in it, Jeremy Irons. I mean, it was just blockbuster, right? It was one of those epic type movies. And in the movie, this is not a spoiler. You guys can watch the movie, and if you do watch it, I suggest you watch the extended version, the director's cut. Please watch the director's cuts, because Rook could agree with me. Because he's a historian, he knows all about it. He was like, yeah, bro, this is so, it was kind of close to real, you know what I mean? So anyway, in the movie are two heroes, one from East Side. They come to terms, and then Orlando Bloom's character says to the Muslim guy, the Salahuddin, he was like, so you won. What does Jerusalem mean to you? And he was like, nothing. Like, thousands of guys are laying out here with spears in them and like swords and all that. He was like, nothing. And he turns and he walks away. And then he stops and he turns around and he says, everything. So it kind of like, that kind of reminds me of what old boy was saying.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's what I mean by, like, it has to be something that you personally want from this that has nothing to do with what other people have. And that's a hard thing. I'm not going to front, bro. It's a hard thing because you're constantly seeing people achieve things that you want right now, or that you feel like you should have had already, or but then you also have to think that there'll be moments where something will happen for you, and it'll happen the way I mean, I know it's going to sound cliche, but it happens when it's supposed to happen, or how it's supposed to happen. Now, the only thing that you're guaranteed, if you keep trying, is that you keep giving yourself a chance for it to happen. If you stop, then you just stop. And hey, man, I've been doing this too long to stop. You know
We
what I'm
in too
saying?
deep now, bro.
I
We in too
can't
deep.
shit. It's either this or learn how to sell crack. And
Hey, you got to move up the fentanyl.
it's right. I'm like, come on, bro. I would be the worst fucking drug dealer, bro. Like
You
I would
still do
leave.
that bit? Do
I
you
would,
still do that bit?
dude. I haven't done it in so long, man. Because, but now I can do it and update it. It's like, because I can tell you right now, I don't know how to. You understand how shitty it would be to try to learn how to sell drugs without leaving a digital trail?
Footprint? Yeah.
It was like, I gotta go be like, how to sell, how many cracks are good, how many fentanyls. And then I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. What would you make think I'm a drug dealer? And they're like, sir, your Google history is literally nothing. It's his I heart Nino Brown, bro.
Boy, right here. Like
So,
we don't even need to. This is done, which a great segue into our last section or last topics, politics. You're talking about sir, this is right here. We have you on camera admitting to these crimes. We found this shit where we said it was. You gonna believe me or you gonna believe your lying eyes?
come
Fake
on,
news.
man. Come on, man.
But the bit you had about what you was like, because you was talking about I can't mix it up. What I can't remember. You had a bit about that, bro. It was like a filler joke. I'm bad at I'm bad at math. I can't remember. Like,
I know it was one where I said, well, like you can't. I said, why do we start picking people based off of them not being qualified? It's like, oh, and then it says like, oh, this guy, he's not a surgeon, but he's really good at the game operation or something like that. But this is what I mean by like when you care about something. There's a part of me, and we've talked about this many times, bro, where I wish I didn't. Where I wish all I had to think about was, myself or something frivolous like just music or something simple, or basketball, just watching sports. But come on, man, we grown men, bro. We grown men. We know and we see what the fuck the world is. Hey, man, I just saw where they said the airlines made $110 billion in extra fees. $110 billion in extra fees. Now, let me ask you something. Did your flying experience get better with them extra fees? Nope. Them motherfuckers still charge the same. They give you less food. They don't give you any blankets. The seats are more uncomfortable. They don't recline the same way. And the plane, hey man, you lucky if the fucking tray thing is clean. But they raise the price of stuff not because of who's in office, but because they're capitalists. And they said, we're going to charge these motherfuckers to see if they pay. And if they pay, this is what we're going to do. That's life, bro. Those things make it. My entire point is that politics are uncomfortable and boring and stressful to talk about, but it's necessary to talk about.
you gotta talk about it. Or you can go talk to the customer service rep and have her just be typing. That bit. You need to bring that one back. I'm never gonna say it, but you need to bring that one back. You need to bring that one back.
Oh,
yeah, don't say that. Don't say that. You need to bring that one back, bro. It's time. It's time for that one.
So many bits that I've every blue moon, bro. I have a when you clean out your closet and shit.
Yeah,
I came across a couple old joke books and notes. Like some things I'll see. Like sometimes I'll write the joke will be a word. It'd be like customer service, speech writer, something like that. And some jokes I remember off the top, like, oh, that's right, the joke went like this. Sometimes when people give me jokes and that I've done, I'd be like, how did it go? How did it?
I know we had that conversation all the time. I'm like, oh, because most of them I remember. I'm like, oh, it was like this. You know what I mean? The lowest joke was just a great one.
Man, my boy Mook still talks about a joke that I used to do about random shit like deer. Like I said, I was driving down the freeway, and then I saw it was a deer that had been hit, and it's just on the side of the road, and I felt so bad for it because then I started thinking, like that deer had somebody waiting for it at home. Like that deer probably went out to go grab something, said I'll be right back. And then, I said, do they have deer funerals? You know what I'm saying? I said, you see the deer on the side of the road gathered, and it's like, okay, you guys, we're gathered, bow your heads. We're here to honor Fred. He's a great deer, bro. Great deer. Nobody frolicked like him. He was the best frolicker of all. Hold on, car. And so it was just a goofy joke that I did at the time. But I would get requests for that joke. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, it's really just that part that says, no one frolicked like him.
Right. Sometimes it's like, I can't do it. I don't, or I tell a lot of people I forgot.
Yeah.
If I really don't want to do a joke.
The Superman bid for years. Thank God I don't get too many people that request it because I don't, my heart's not in it anymore.
But it's a whole act out. Yeah, it's a whole that one part you got to act it out too. Yeah.
I remember the last time I did it, I kid you not, people were yelling it from the audience, and it's like, Superman joke. And I'm like, all right, guys, I'll do the bit. And I remember being in the middle of the joke, bro, and I was like, this is it. I am retiring the joke after this. And as soon as I did the punchline, I said, you guys will be the last ones to hear the Superman.
See, that's
joke.
it. No more.
And I haven't told it in years, bro.
Yeah, but like the one punchline you had with what are little kids out here with hot chocolate and candy cigarettes.
Man, that's the cartoons like
it was it's Cartoon Network. It was 24-hour cartoons. That's what that was. That was brilliant too. Brother Rook, man, he's like my boy Sam Sarpong kept trying and failing, but eventually made it. Like he was the first African American model for Tommy Hilfiger and other stuff, but then one failure hit and he jumped off a bridge and he self-deleted. Like, yeah, so and Rook's question is because the brother was successful, and then once that success fell off, he ended himself. Rook is one that he was wondering, would you say that if failing after you made it in the industry, is it harder than earlier years of the struggle?
That's a really, really good question, Rook. I think that depends on why you got in it. Because if you got into it, and we've said this before, we've seen young people come out here like super, like fresh. You tell them, listen, if you in this because you love the art of performing, entertaining, whether it be singing, acting, telling jokes, whatever, if you love that, you'll be okay. You will struggle sometimes, you will, but you will be okay in the long run, because as long as you're doing it in some way, shape, or form, because you're still doing it. But if you came out here and you said, I need to be famous by this time, I need to be rich by this time, I need to do this by this time, and it don't happen, or if it happens and then it's all of a sudden taken away, that is different because you went into it for all of those material reasons. And then once those material things were taken away, the adulation was gone, the people ain't kissing your ass no more, none of that, then you feel worthless because your worth was tied to the material stuff.
The success, the quote unquote success, not the fulfillment of doing the thing. Because you could tell this story, and we probably want we intended to do this show, y'all, to talk politics, but the conversation between Hollywood and stand-up got so good.
Real quick before I forget, De La has a song and it has one of the coldest lines, but it encapsulates what Rook's question is. It says, everyone cools off from being hot. It's about if you can handle being cold or not.
Ooh, facts. So, and here's the thing, Rook, and I'm gonna get tired to tell you this because I was there. I watched the whole thing. Let's talk when last comic, when all that happened, because that was man, that it was kind of so. Ty was on Last Comic Standing. This was when Last Comic Standing was popping. I forget what season it was, but I know it was you and Josh Blue, and yeah, and again, it was because that's my guy, and y'all understand that I was an air traffic controller, but at night I was comedian, promoting, and all that. Ty would be hitting me up like, "Yo, bro, come through over here. We're doing this and that," and I got to see what Hollywood is really like when they fuck with you. And we talking red carpets, we talking people running up with waters, we talking like the oh my God, you know, like Ty wound up buying a place in Bel Air, like, you know, wherever the hell you were over there in Malibu.
God, dude, yeah. You know,
so yeah. So what was that like, man? Cause we talked about this at length. It was like, because I think this goes to what Rook is asking. That was, I mean, that was all the fruits of Hollywood had to offer, man. Like we were everywhere.
Yeah. But the thing with that is you think about what was everything that's attached to that. And it's funny because I remember a moment where everyone is literally, I'm surrounded by people that want my autograph. And I never had that happen before. And I remember thinking, the first thought was, man, this is amazing. This is dope. And then the next thought was, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? Like, there's a sea of people that want your autograph and your attention. Where do you go from here? And that's what I mean by you have to understand why you're doing it and know why you're doing it. Because to me, I didn't get into the business for that. That's great. That's a great byproduct of what came from it, you know. But I love telling jokes. Now, if it leads to me being on a television show, I'll take it. Leads to me being in movies, I'll take it. Leads to me doing more comedy, I'll take it. But as long as I can tell jokes and make a living and support myself and my family and have a decent life, telling jokes, doing what I love to do. Let's just say that, doing what I love to do. That's the core of it. Everything else is this is a branch here, it's a branch here, but the core, the root has to be something like that. So when it wasn't the sea of people, I'm still able to go on the road and make good money telling jokes. I'm still getting on television in these spots or this spot. I'm still able to do these things. And to be honest with you, me personally, and you know this about me, bro, I'm a reserved person. Mm-hmm. Like when the camera's on and I'm here doing this and we're talking, but hey man, you know, when we go hang out, one of our favorite spots was the Well. The Well is mad low key. Like you don't even know that you will drive right past it. You don't even know that it's there.
5 or 6 times, can't find it. I can't find it. Just stop where you are. You probably right in front of it.
I'll be right out. I'll find it. But when you walk in, like it's like a little hole in the wall. But it's one of my favorite places to go because it's low key. You still can vibe, still chill. We've had great conversations there. The food is decent. Great company has been around there. They got the jukebox. That's what I like doing when I'm not performing. So while I appreciate what comes from people wanting your autograph, there's another part of me that's just like, man, can I just show up, do the gig, get what I got to get the fuck up out of here? You know what I'm saying? I like being at the crib. If I come out, I come out and get paid, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So.
And they're like, no, you got to do all this other shit. And I tell you this though, Rook, like, cause, and you know, Ty, you can tell me your take on this. You gotta have that tight team with you, because I know it was great when it shot up. But I remember the conversations we had, because I asked you about this. I mean, hey man, you all right? And you were like, bro, I gotta tell you, man, this is some hard shit to deal with, because it did begin to, you know, no one's answering the phone anymore. You know what I mean? The access is starting to wane just a little bit, because it's like, okay, what have you done lately? And it sucks. And here's it, like, Ty's real low key, but I ain't gonna lie, it felt like both of us fell off a little bit, because I would be able to say his name and get me some Foxy Brown. I mean, we was in the club one night, not even the club, was in the bar. I met this one girl, and I'm like, who's your favorite comedian? She was like, Ty Barnett. And I was like, word? And Ty was standing right next to me. And I was like, chilling, brought her over. Hey, why don't you meet my friend? This is Ty Barnett. Man, that put a brother on.
You got hooked up that night. I didn't. You did. It was like, God damn. But again, that's what I mean by like, and that's why I said that De La line has always stuck with me. And I think when the very first time I heard it, I think I stopped and rewound it to see if I heard that right and be like, oh shit, and to know what it means. Because think about it. De La, we know De La, we know the group, we know their influence, their icons to us.
Yes.
But there's new cats in the music industry that have never heard of De La, or they don't know De La the way we know De La. So if you and I saw the group somewhere just chilling, we'd be like, hey, yo, man, listen, bro, we great big fans, this and that. Meanwhile, some kid younger than us will walk by and be like, why the fuck are they going over there dapping up all them dudes with gray hair and shit? So
exactly,
it happens at every level in some way, shape, or form, unless you reach the stratosphere of fame. Like Denzel, I fanboy out over Denzel being around. Hey, remember that time we went to the club? We was at the bar.
Hey, y'all, here we go.
And
get ready.
Sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
Exactly.
So, we got a story to tell y'all.
Man, we were sitting at the bar. Don, like my back was to the door. Well, actually, you might be thinking about the other one too. I'm
thinking about the first. Well, yeah, it was a couple times. So let me paint the picture, y'all. Me and Ty hanging out. We in Studio City, and again, y'all know Ty ain't lying about being low key. So whenever I'm kicking it with Ty, I got to think of places like, all right, man. I know Ty ain't gonna want to go to this place or that place, but I know a cool spot down the street. We here in Studio City, man. Let's go check this place out, man. I think you'll like it, Ty. And it's like it's a restaurant lounge kind of thing, really nice in Studio City. I can't think of the name of it right now. It'll probably come to me later. So we go down, we in there, we hanging out. And Ty's having a good time. We're sitting at the bar, talking to the bartender, chopping up. It's cool, people all around, good conversation. And I see Ty's eyes light up. And he's like elbowing me. Shit. I'm like, damn, bro, what? I turn around, there's Denzel Washington walking in the spot. I ain't never, ever seen this man right here get starstruck ever. What are we, 15 years in?
Oh, bro. Because, and I told you, there are certain people that's what I mean by Denzel's, he's here. Denzel, once you become a Denzel, you don't even have to say the last name. You just become a Denzel. And that's what I mean by like those types of people, that area, like I don't know what that's like of, oh my God, you're so famous that no matter, to me, I have enough fame to where I can still say, okay, if I need to work certain clubs or if like even when I was these television things I did, luckily people said, oh man, Ty Barnett, we know him from this. So I get a different kind of billing on the credits as opposed to someone that hadn't been on certain things. Cause I told you I'd done a few other TV shows before. So to me, that level is like, oh, okay, well, it's cool, but also I'm not doing it strictly so I can say I'm famous. I'm doing it because this is what I do for a living. This is how I pay bills. This is what I do. If it leads to something, great. If not, as long as I can still take care of myself and my family, that's where I'm at with it. So
that's the first time I ever saw you starstruck. Can we tell me about the second time I saw you starstruck?
Was it the Billy Bob Thornton?
No, we just had a good time hanging out with Billy Bob Thornton. That wasn't neither one of us. That was a good time. That was a good time. We'll sell out for another time, but no, it was Nina? Everyone's favorite adult film actress.
Oh yeah, Nina Hartley, bro. Nina, hey. The first time we saw her, she was at we were walking in
on Cahuenga. We were walking on Cahuenga.
She was inside and she was inside talking to people. I said, yo, that's Nina Hartley.
Man, look, y'all. Look, me and Ty walk, it's broad daylight. It's like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. We killing time because we had a show to do somewhere. Me and Ty walking up Cahuenga. And we shoulder to shoulder, just walking and talking. Next thing I know, I'm walking by myself. I turn around, Ty all up in the window. Hey man, he was like, "Hey man, you know who that is?" And I'm like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I recognize her." That's like Nina Hartley. Went inside to say hello.
Oh, listen, man. You know, there was a time where I watched a lot of porn, and Nina Hartley was one of the. You know, first of all, she not only was an older white lady, she's an older white lady with ass.
Hey, one of the first. One of the first.
Ooh. So, but you know, the thing was, you know, she was thinking about being a comedian at one point. So
I did not know that, bro.
Comedy, and
I didn't know that.
You want to hear what's crazy and what turned me off of Nina Hartley is so we became friends actually, you know, so you know, because she lived right around the corner from where we used to live in Hollywood.
Right, like 3 weeks after that time you saw, you bumped into her again at Gelson's
grocery store. And so we would have just regular casual conversation, and then after a while it just became this thing of, oh hey Nina. And I mean, I don't know if the porn thing was still a thing at the time, because I was just like, we just talked about groceries and shit. I don't know if it's the same. But what totally turned it off, I had just come back from Seattle, and my youngest had just turned 16 or 17. And I made a mistake of telling Nina this as I saw her at the grocery store. She was like, oh, all right, she's becoming a young woman. Well, you tell her to be totally comfortable with her body. And I'm like, stop talking. Stop. Like, if she wants to give a hand job, Nina, please stop talking.
Bro, you know what? I know what was rolling through your head.
Houston, we have a problem.
Exactly. I was like, nope. And so you know what fucked me up from that is that I have not been able to watch her in porn since.
I mean, it's one of those, bro.
You got to keep that separate.
But here's the thing, that is Hollywood. People ask me about the randomness of Hollywood. This happens in Hollywood all the time. I have a million stories of me bumping into A-listers, B-listers. You know what I mean? Just out here doing whatever. Most of them are pretty cool. There's a lot of them that are not. But Nina was very, very nice. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
She was very sweet, man. It's just like I said, you know, sometimes I say you don't always want to meet your heroes.
Yeah, you sure don't.
So, but she was super sweet. But that's the thing, man, is that I also enjoy that. I enjoy having a life. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the benefits of being able to do what I do the way I do it, because this is what I meant to say, and I know we pressed time, and I didn't realize how late it was, but only 3 to 5% of people, maybe a little higher, a couple numbers here and there, do what they love to do.
Yeah,
like this is what they wake up for. They can't wait to go do it, and they could do it every day. What do they say? If you pick a job that you would do for free, and that's what you love. And while the rest of society does things that they have to do, and people don't realize how important it is to be in a category of doing what you love to do. And I think for me to roundabout answer that, the fame thing and the differentiating the fame, as long as I can say I still make a living doing what I love to do, that to me stands out more than the fame. Because if that's coming on a bigger scale, that's great if it comes. In the meantime, I want to be able to wake up when I want to wake up, go do the job I want to do, take care of myself, take care of my family, and enjoy life. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters the most.
And y'all need to understand that was well said, bro. That was absolutely well said. And what y'all need to understand is this: the vast majority of people in Hollywood feel that 100%. That's what they do. The people out there making costumes, the gaffers, the sound people, you know what I mean? The people building sets and tearing sets down. All those folks below the line, the people you don't know about, above the line, directors, actors, and all that, but below the line, all those people are out there, those creatives, because they love what they're doing. It's like all those people who go to these, you know, these Comic Cons and these cosplay things, and they make these costumes from scratch. They ain't getting paid for that. The vast majority of people out there, I know professional sound men who will do these independent jobs for like $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I asked you, like, why are you doing it? Like, I gotta stay sharp, bro. So when I get that, $10,000 gig, I'm ready, and they're gonna keep
Right.
calling me. So I gotta stay sharp. And he's like, and I love this, man. I love this.
That has to be at the basis of it. That's why, when your status change, like De La loves music. That's why De La still makes music, even though De La is not as popular as they were at their height, but they still dope because they love what they do. And that's the thing for me is like, if when you see me on television, uh I'm giving the performance that I'm supposed to give. And then when I'm on stage, same thing. If you still laughing after all these years, you know what I'm saying? That means I'm still on my job, but I'm still on my job because I love my job. Like you gotta love it, bro. Like it can't be something. This business is too fucking hard. It's too
To not
hard to
love it.
fucking not love it, bro. This
Yeah.
is like an abusive relationship, bro.
It really is.
So,
And you look at someone like Sebastian Maniscalco or me and Ty, I'm gonna give you the same passion if the room has 20 people in it as if it's 25,000 people in it.
yeah.
I'm going hard. It doesn't mean anything to me. Sebastian Maniscalco wants every single person in the stadium to laugh. He doesn't just want, he's not there just to collect a check. That dude wants everyone to laugh. And you name a comic who is about the art form, and that's what they're gonna tell you now. There's a lot of these people out here now, they're just in it for the money. And that ties it all the way back when we were talking about Matt Rife and all these other kind of people. Matt Rife wants you to laugh. There's a lot of other people out there who
They just want money.
They just want the money, bro.
And
And they won't,
but that's what I mean by the passion has to be there. And if that passion is there, then it's easier for you to navigate that's funny. It's easier to navigate through life once you know that. Because if you're doing it for status, man, status changes every goddamn day. Every goddamn day, a status changes. But if you're doing it because you love doing it, I think your foundation is solid. And if you have that solid foundation, those are the things that allow you to kind of weather the peaks and the valleys,
Yeah. It'll get you through those open mics in the laundromat. I tell you what.
Goddamn right.
Yo, y'all, listen, we gotta go. We planned on talking about politics. That was the whole point of this show. Ty and I were gonna spend 2 hours talking about how crazy American politics is right now. And here we are, 2 hours and 13 minutes into the show. And I only said one vague Trump joke. It's all I got out in 2 hours and 13 minutes.
I know, man. I know. Let me just give me 30 seconds because I promise I would use whatever means I can to say this to people.
You want a one shot on this one, man, so they can feel you?
Yes. How long is that? Okay, there you go. Here we go. Understand this, you guys. This election is, I know people try to make it seem like, oh, no, elections don't mean anything. Right now, there's a woman in Texas who people other than her are deciding whether she can or cannot have a baby. That doctors say is going to be stillborn or is going to die. No, it's going to be less than a year that baby's going to live. That's right now. That's happening in Texas right now. After 50 years of women having the right to do what they want to do with their body, Republicans and so-called Christian people came in and they said, we now decide what you want to do. They want that to be nationally. And when it comes to that orange piece of shit, he has no healthcare policy for you. He has no policy for you on the border. He has no policy on the economy. He has no policy. He's facing 4 indictments and 91 felony counts. And don't forget the fact that he let 400,000 people die during COVID because he lied. Joe Biden is not a perfect candidate. I know that. But you are literally deciding between a dude that knows what he's doing and cares about the future of a country still having democracy, and a dude who has told you he will be a dictator, who has told you he will gut the Justice Department, who has told you he will surround himself with yes men and women only to benefit him. Oh, and don't forget, him and his family made $171 billion. I'm sorry, let me change that. $1.7 billion while he was in office. I know you don't like Joe Biden. You say he's old. But please don't judge people when you don't know what's going on. Go look and see what's actually happening. Go look and see what's not happening. Trust real facts. We can't afford to let that dude get back in office. I promise. I'm going to say it right now on your show, bro. If that dude gets back in office, if Trump gets back in office, mark my words, that's the end of America. And I didn't even say Republicans. I said if that guy gets back in office, that's the end of America. You heard it here. Final.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Just let you know right now. That's a great song. I wish I could play that song right now. I would. Next time Ty and I get together, that's all we're gonna talk about. Politics. Y'all just got a taste of what we're gonna be talking about. It is definitely gonna be triggering for some folks. I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not a Trumper at all. I'm a vet, as y'all know. Ty and I are both vets. I'm a Desert Storm guy. I'm a paratrooper.
We took the oath.
We took the oath, and apparently his oath as president was different than ours because he says, according to his people, he does not have to support the Constitution.
Come on, man.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is this. Donald Trump and Joe Biden, if those are the best two that America has, we are in trouble. And I have to agree with Ty. It's probably over. It's the end of the world as we know it. How about we get the best and brightest? Let's get some real choices. Let's get another party, maybe two more parties. And let's see our Constitution work the way the founding fathers dreamed it up to work. You know what I mean? That's where I am on that.
Only one of those two that you just named still wants there to be a constitution.
Hey, look here, bro. If the election were tomorrow, Trump will win. That is what it is. Thank goodness the election is not tomorrow.
And you know why that is? Well, see,
we about to
I would just say this. And either people are smart and they look at facts and they actually do it, because we wouldn't accept this in any other thing in life, bro. I want to just ask you guys this. If somebody came to you and you knew they were a thief, you knew they were a liar, they were bad at their jobs, and they had people come down and fuck up your business when you decided not to hire them, would you want them around? That's all I'm asking. One person's done it. One person is. We have the footage.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. Look,
people died.
I don't understand, dude. In this, and we can't get into this like we want to, but I'm gonna say this before and wrap it up. I'm a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan. Huge Cincinnati Bengals fan. Whenever I talk to Trump people and they want to have a conversation about politics, and I got a lot of friends who are over there on that side, and I'm like, cool. If y'all want to have a serious conversation about politics, you need to tell me three things that Donald Trump or Donald Trump's administration has done wrong. I wouldn't even you could just three things that Trump may have done wrong in the past, because he did lose $500 million, y'all. They could have brought that up, but he got it back. You could talk about like some of the policies, like, hey, the handling of the pandemic, maybe removing all the people who were in China that were placed there by the other administration to keep their eyes on stuff like this. You remove that. Nope, he ain't did nothing wrong. If you can't come up with nothing wrong, then we can't have a conversation. Because I love the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you ask me three things the Bengals did, can you tell me what the Bengals did wrong? I'm like, how much time we got, bro? 3.
Exactly.
3.
I just want common sense to come back in the world. That's all. I just want common sense. It's missing.
Hey, and like I said, Ty and I don't agree on every single point, but there's a respect and a love between the two of us. We can have this conversation, and it's all good, man. Ain't nobody tripping. I'm going to try even harder to understand his side of the conversation, and he's going to try even harder to understand mine. And you'll hear a lot of, well, okay, I see your point. Yeah, you do have a point, but same thing with Jay Swans. Jay Swans, we get on here. I say, man, I'm like, Joe Biden is too old, man, to be president. But Jay Swans would be like, well, What did he do wrong? Like, I'm looking at that. He's like, dude, I'm looking at what he's done. Tell me what he did wrong. And I'm like, well, I don't like, I don't like all this unfunded stuff. I don't like all the money being spent. I'm tired of people kicking the can down the road. Between Biden and Trump, I think it's over $7 trillion was spent between those two. That's just unacceptable. And he's like, okay, yeah, you got a good point there. But he's still doing what he said he was going to do. He's still doing some things. I mean, look at, and we agree on how, handling Ukraine. I agree with Jay Swans. I'm real conservative when it comes to foreign affairs. Like, people, I listen.
And
hey,
bro,
I
really wish it was just, if it was just that, I'll be honest with you, bro. If it was just that, I mean, when people keep bringing up age, it's weird to me when they say the age. They're 3 years apart. I don't know why people keep forgetting that. They're 3 years apart. There's 3 years apart. But the other part of this is, I wish we could just talk policies. I really do. If it was just policies, bro, to be honest with you, all right, I probably wouldn't even be as stressed. But I can't stress this enough. One dude is supported by literally every single hate group in the country. Yeah, every single hate group in the country. All of them. All the ones that hate black folks, all the ones that hate Hispanic folk, all the ones that hate gay folk, all the ones that hate Asian folk, all the ones that hate Jews, all the ones that hate Muslims. They all support only one of them, and it ain't Joe Biden.
Yeah. I mean, it's, and I'll end with this. I don't see him getting out of his legal trouble, especially the case that's out of Miami with the legal documents, the whole Mar-a-Lago thing. I don't see him getting out of that. I don't really see him getting out of both the New York and the Georgia state cases. I don't see him getting out of that. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. And the way he keeps acting, I'm like, bro, they're going to lock him up, which is going to be another first. So like when I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not a Trump guy, but when I look at Trump, it's the same way I look at my homies back on the block when they facing the Fed case. That's how I look at Trump. Like, bro, who gonna put some money on your books, homie? Because you finna go away, man. You better have a party.
Let's hope that our justice system still does its job. Because we.
Oh no, he's getting convicted. What they do with him afterwards, I have no idea. But he's definitely gonna get convicted. If they weren't gonna do anything, they wouldn't. It wouldn't. Like I said, like I told you, bro. It's the 1% going after him. He done pissed in the wrong porridge this time. Yeah, whoever he upset, they coming after him. So we're gonna have to find another time, man. Next time we gonna do it, it's just gonna be us talking politics. I know we got to talking about Hollywood and stand up. That was a great conversation, bro.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah, man. It's I told you, it's what we do. And I can't sit here and act like I don't love it. I still love it, man.
I can't. I got a show tomorrow. We got bro. Last thing I want to tell you before we get up out of here, we have access to a nightclub here in Tampa, and I think you should come out here and actually film an hour. Maybe we film it and break it up and just put it on YouTube. We got the whole club, bro. We got the stage in the middle of the club, and we got like this 360 thing. Is real. It's one of the best setups I've ever had, and all the rooms I've had. This is better than the room I had when we met, as far as potential goes. Yes, it's better than that. So we're gonna get you out here and check that, man. Sometime next year, hopefully in the quarter 1, quarter 2, and make an extended to New York. So let's do it in the springtime, because I hate going to New York when it's cold.
I know. Go up there. Man, well, good seeing you always, bro. Always, man.
I appreciate you, man. Everybody, man, give it up one more time for my brother, Ty Barnett, in the building. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I mean, for those of you watching this on Team Replay, don't be shy. Put your comments down there. Trust me, we're going to read them. Put your comments down there. The Trump people and all that. Put your comments down there. If you want me to engage with you, tell me 3 things that Donald Trump did wrong, and then we can get into it. If you're not willing to do that, then we really can't have a grown-up conversation now, can we? I can definitely give you 3 things. I give you more than 3 things that the Biden and Joe Biden administration has done wrong, in my opinion. And if y'all want to talk about the Bengals, we can talk about them too. Shit, our guy Joe Burrow's out.
But you also can talk about what this administration has done for poor middle-class people. None of those Trump supporters can tell you a single thing that dude did for poor middle-class.
He did one thing. He got a lot of people out. If they had $1 million, he got people out of jail. He let
If they
some
what?
people out of jail. If they had $1 million.
Say that one more
If they
time.
had $1 million. You know me.
Okay,
so
okay. All
I'm
right.
just saying.
If they had $1
But he
million,
got him out. Yeah, he's like, but you know, it's still, you know, I guess I don't know. It is what it is. Shout out to who was that? That was Kim Kardashian who made him do that. I don't even think he know what he did, to be honest with you.
Come on, man.
Booty like
All
that.
right, man. I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, man. And for everyone who was watching this, man, thank you so much, man. I can't wait to see y'all. I might be back tomorrow. I don't know, but when January rolls around, I'll be back Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. I Really Want to Know podcast. And I will start going once a week on Downrange, my political podcast, on Downrange podcast, as we get closer and closer to the election. And yo, I appreciate y'all. We out.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Oh, bro, that was fire, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, that was dope. I'm gonna let you get some rest.